Last week, we had a very fun episode. We sat down, we did the thought experiment of ranking every single NFL team in every division 1 through 4, essentially predicting the winner, predicting the worst team, just based on the roster right now and how good we think they'll be this season.
Mm-hmm.
Today, taking it to the next level, we are going to rank the top 10 teams in the NFL based on how likely we think it is that they win the Super Bowl.
I like that.
I smell it. You know what it smells like?
What?
The NFL is back in 2 weeks from now?
It's right around the corner. We've been saying this every 2 weeks. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's real close right now. The preseason came back. Then real stuff started happening. Pretty soon we'll have regular season football. And before regular season football returns, we're essentially going to power rank the top 10 teams in the NFL, who we think are the best rosters right now, independent of scheduling, independent of whatever other factors go into it, just on paper, who we think are the best teams today.
I smell the pigskin coming right now. Porky, porky, porky. Let's go.
Okay, porky, I suppose, whatever that means. So we're going to get into it. We're going to react to the biggest news stories of the week first, get through all that, and then we're going to do our power rankings of the top 10 teams, then TikTok time, all the regular stuff you guys come to expect from the show. Cue the intro music. Before we get into these power rankings, we have some news stories to talk through. Anthony Richardson has officially been benched. And man, oh man, the implications are huge. We have to talk through what this means for the Colts, what this means for Anthony Richardson, what this means for Daniel Jones, what this means for the playoff picture, if they were involved in that to you, whatever it means. Mm-hmm. Much to discuss. What is your instant reaction to seeing Anthony Richardson be sent to the bench?
I ain't gonna lie. To me personally, my instant reaction is someone's trying to save their job right now. Someone's trying to save their ass. Well, also, I'm pouring one out as well for Anthony Richardson.
I'm very happy you said that, because that was my first thought too. Was like, oh, everybody's getting fired.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, everybody's losing their job, because when you draft somebody as high as you did with Anthony Richardson, and you have to do all the mental gymnastics of, let's bring in Daniel Jones. Let's light a fire under him. Let's get the best out of him. And then he loses the job before preseason is even over. That's like, yeah, somebody at the top, whoever make the call, like Chris Ballard has amazing job security. So like, that's probably not going to happen. But like Steichen, like somebody's going to lose their job over this.
Yeah. I mean, so this happened and it wasn't exactly surprising. I think as soon as you bring in Daniel Jones and everything we've heard from Colts training camp, the writing has kind of been on the wall. Everybody that's gone to that camp and talked to the people around there has kind of said, like, hey, man, listen up. Daniel Jones isn't here just to be the backup. This is a real competition. A lot of people in this building kind of want him to start. That's been in the air. It's kind of felt like Anthony Richardson had to prove to everybody around that he should keep the job. It felt like Daniel Jones was like who they brought in to start unless Anthony Richardson developed over the course of the summer. So this element of it going this way, I wouldn't say surprising. But I think the interesting part of this is like so many people see this headline, see it come to this decision, and the first reaction I see all over the timeline is they have failed Anthony Richardson. How dare you draft a project quarterback and don't give him time to develop? Yeah. That's kind of how I feel like is a general sentiment. And I feel like there's like a debate there, I think, whether or not a project deserves time simply by the nature of him being a project. Like, do you owe a quarterback regular season reps because they're bad?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
There's a couple things to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One is they tried to give it to him. He couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah,
and so
that
like
is very true.
There's that aspect of it. And two, because I've been thinking about this, obviously a lot, where I think everybody is completely missing the point on this in that I think by calling Anthony Richardson a project, I think that's a mischaracterization of what the situation actually is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a risk. It's not a project, right? So I think whenever you call him a project, there is a thought that no matter what, like he's going to be successful. When I think that when you draft a guy that didn't have as much experience as he did or didn't, when you draft somebody as young as Richardson, like you are trying to take the Josh Allen route, which all of us at this point can say Josh Allen is, you know, like the two said, he's the anomaly. He's the outlier. Like nobody has ever been that bad as was at what Josh Allen was his rookie year, and then turned out to be the league MVP.
Yeah.
Everybody else, Trey Lance is the same thing where he barely played and then he was bad. Mitch Trubisky also only had like 12 career starts at UNC. The Bears took him very, very highly. He wasn't great. I think there's a situation where even if the Colts did all the things that everybody wanted him to do, and they did take care of this project quarterback, whatever, there's no guarantee that the high athletic, high ceiling guy is actually gonna pan out. And so treating it like the Colts failed him, he also just maybe he's just not good at football.
That's
and
the
like
hard
that,
part.
and that's it. Maybe he's just not good. And drafting somebody like that, that's an inherent risk. And guess what? You took a gamble and you lost. And so the price to pay, instead of losing your money, you're gonna lose your job. And like that's what happens when you take that's what happens when you take somebody raw, that high.
I think there is so two things are true. You do, if you draft a project that you know is a project, you should put every single ounce of effort you can into making sure that project is in the best scenario to succeed.
Yes.
That is true. You need to give somebody reps when you know what they missed their whole life is reps. Like you see on the screen, Anthony Richardson has thrown 523 passes in high school, 393 in college, and 348 in the NFL. Less than 1,300 total passes thrown. Not snaps taken, not games played, passes thrown. That's not a lot of passes thrown. You know he needs reps. You need to give him reps to some extent, right? That's all true. But people also treat him like he is an on-paper idea of a player and not a real human that has strengths, has weaknesses, many of which we see on the field, many of which come to bear in terms of clear outcome, in terms of accuracy, ability to stay on the field, whether or not he can identify pressures, whether or not he can save his body from hits. Clearly, he can't do that. Those are real weaknesses. But many of those weaknesses also are things that only the coaches know, only the GM knows, whether or not he's behaving in a way that they want from their quarterback in the locker room, whether or not he's making improvements in a way they want, whether or not he's taking in the playbook in a way they want. All this small stuff that quarterbacks are obligated to do and coaches understand that we either don't understand or just cannot see because we're not in the building.
Yeah.
We don't know any of that. If he was doing well at all those small things, he'd probably be given a chance. Shane Steichen doesn't want to bench him just to do it. They're probably forcing this path, and people are just doing so much of assuming that it's ineptitude and not a harsh reality that they don't even want to do.
Yeah. The other part is like, on top of the fact that like there's limited snaps taken, he's also still like super young. And so there's this other aspect of it where, hey, like 21-year-olds don't always know what to do or how to act, no matter what situation they're in, no matter how athletically gifted they are. You can put a young quarterback in a situation and they just might not be mature enough to take advantage of whatever opportunity is given to them.
I 110% agree. And there's like two things that I want to say to add to this conversation. First and foremost, like when I said pouring out for Anthony Richardson, I don't think his career is over by any means at all. I think this is just like damn near, like you said, people are legitimately trying to save their job and put the best product out there as possible. Last year in the NFL, there were 18 teams that had different quarterbacks starting. Yeah. That's super common. And I think I can assume, and I would damn near bet $5 singular that Anthony Richardson is going to be starting again at a certain point in the season. And we could see a situation where it's like, I don't know, similar to Bryce Young. God forbid, I'm not saying that, something's going to happen to Daniel Jones. But there's a real life scenario that Anthony Richardson does see the field. But this is just more so sitting down and like thinking about things on a philosophical level and how the Colts went about this process.
This quote just happened as we were talking.
Go ahead. What happened?
Colts QB coach on if they failed Anthony Richardson. I feel like I've tried everything I can, and I feel like he's giving great effort in that aspect too. I just think right now the consistency is not where we want it to be. And I think that's a good way to view it. Like, you're right. He probably will get another chance, especially in this season. Both QBs will probably start at some point. That's probably a safe assumption. And so this quote on screen is kind of what we're saying, that like they're trying to give him a chance. He's not earning it, is like the general takeaway that I think kind of softens the black and white way people view it, I think, in terms of they're failing him. But also, I said all that on why it's complicated and why you can't just view him as on paper. On the other hand, Daniel Jones fucking sucks. So there's the Daniel Jones of it all. That if you are going to give up on your project QB for the time being, give up on him for this season, fine. But there is an argument that if you're going to give up on him for Daniel Jones, maybe you see it through, because that's still a low ceiling player. This isn't even Joe Flacco coming through the doors to be professional. We know we can deliver the ball
Daniel
downfield.
Jones can be professional, like
professionally trash. He can be professionally inaccurate, professionally incapable of throwing the ball down the field as well.
But it's the same thing as Joe Flacco. Where like Joe Flacco can't play anymore. He's washed. Like,
no, he's meaningfully better of a passer. He's meaningfully better of a passer.
He is still Joe Flacco at this point is still like there's the reason what the Colts said whenever they benched Joe Flacco and whenever they benched Daniel Jones is essentially the same, in that like hey, Flacco is a starting quarterback now. Like Anthony Richardson, like he needs time, whatever. And then now they're saying the same thing about Daniel Jones, where it's like he's the starting quarterback. We want to give him as much of a leash as possible. And like Daniel Jones, again, he's not great at football. But he's been in the league long enough to where he can show up and like, and I promise you this, Daniel Jones is never going to do this and ask out of a game. Like that's something that I've never ever seen that before. And so like that to be a small thing is wild. And like even more like on the field where I'm glad you brought up Bryce Young. Part of the reason why like the Panthers were better towards the end of last season and why Bryce looked better is because they were able to give him more like easy reads and were able to like simplify things and really like tailor things to how Bryce Young wants to play and plays well. At this stage in Richardson's development, obviously he's not a great passer. So like, what do you need to do? You need to run him. But how do you run him whenever both times that he's gotten hurt, it's because he's been running. And so like when you look at him and you think, oh, that's Josh Allen, that's Cam Newton. Cam Newton can be hit by all 53 people on the football on the team, and he's going to get up and he's going to be fine, especially in the early part of his career. Obviously, injuries in the second half, but like not when he was 21. And it's the same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is 6'5". He takes all the hits possible, and he keeps getting up. If you can't run Richardson consistently, then getting the easy layups to help him then get easy reads and then design that offense, that doesn't work either.
Yeah,
so like
I'm not even
weird.
saying they shouldn't bench him. Like Anthony Richardson has played poorly in his time on the field to where he could be benched for that logic. And if the stuff in the locker room isn't going well and they're not seeing progress and they're not feeling safe, assuming we can go to the next season expecting improvement, fine, I get it. Daniel Jones is a better passer than Anthony Richardson because Anthony Richardson ranked dead last in many statistical categories last season. Daniel Jones is not far behind that most years. We got this pulled up. 3-13 his last 16 starts. 5.9 passing yards per attempt. That's 31st since 2023. 10-13 TD to interception ratio. That's last. 3.7 sacks taken per game. 31st. 76.6 passer rating. That's last. He is also incapable of pushing the ball down the field. He has some wheels to him and can stay afloat rushing, doesn't get hurt so often. He can do a little bit of quick game style of offense. That one year they had a successful offense under Brian Dabble with him. There was pretty much just like option routes, just getting the ball out real fast to slot receivers, keeping it moving, taking, like you said with Bryce Young, it was even more extent, taking the ball out of his hands, out of his IQ, and just like really, really focusing on the run with Saquon and using Daniel Jones' legs, maximizing every ounce of effort he can bring. But he is not somebody that can execute a down the field offense. But if Alec Pierce is watching this man walk through the field knowing he's a go ball specialist, you're not getting go balls, Alec Pierce. Michael Pittman, you're not getting those deep digs. You're not getting the things you do well. So if they're benching Anthony Richardson to say we need someone that can prioritize the development of Tyler Warren, prioritize development of all our receivers, get A.D. Mitchell the ball, get Alec Pierce the ball, everybody, that's also not Daniel Jones.
I have a question.
It's better, but it's not great.
So is Daniel Jones the type of dude to quarterback to lose you a game?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So with that being said, how do you want to lose? You're going to lose regardless. And I think it's probably more commendable. I understand when it comes to coaching standpoint. Yeah, like if you go out swinging with Anthony Richardson.
Again, you might not have that happen. And like Daniel Jones, honestly, he's really just here for me. Like in this entire story, he's just in the way. And because he's not what this entire thing is about. The entire thing is the Colts drafted this guy at the top of the draft, and he is not good. He's not good. Now, when again we can discuss how he got to be not good if he was already not good before and whatever. Like we can do that. But if you think about the fact that not only is Daniel Jones coming off an injury, Daniel Jones last year was benched for Tommy DeVito. So then, by the transitive property, Anthony Richardson was benched in favor of Tommy DeVito, right? Like that's where we're at right now with a top five. Teams do not want to bench at all costs, at any cost. They do not want to bench the guy that they took as high as the Colts took Richardson. And so, if you know this, and especially if it's your first team, how bad does he have to be for us to look at everything that is going on.
Daniel Jones is safer.
And be like, yeah, I can keep my job with him. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like he has to be so insanely bad.
Yeah.
And not even like on the field, but even just in the building, to where like if you're just showing that you're trying and I'm putting my best foot forward, like they'll give you some leeway with that.
Yeah.
And if none of that is coming to fruition to the point where, again, we're not even at the end of preseason and you've officially lost your job, you are bad.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I agree with you entirely. I'm not really here to cut the bail and be like they failed Anthony Richardson. He deserves more time. Sometimes guys don't deserve more time just because they suck and need to get better. Sometimes you don't get better. You just suck. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if that is Anthony Richardson because we've seen so little of him. Maybe he will get better. I'm not here to write him off either. I understand the idea of benching him. I guess what I'm saying is that's all well and fine. Why the fuck is Daniel Jones your backup plan? Why is that? If you knew going into the offseason that you can't really rely on Anthony Richardson and you want to bring in another option to compete that in the back of your head you know is probably going to be the starter next year, and Daniel Jones is what you landed on, Shane Steichen, you better be a QB genius.
This is why you want Richardson to be your starting quarterback. You
Yeah.
say, listen, clearly we have to do something to light a fire under you, but like, all right, like come on.
Surely you can beat Daniel
You
Jones.
know what I'm saying? It's like you're giving this boxer a warm-up fight, and it's like, all right, like we got the big fight 6 months from now. Just go out here, right? Get into a rhythm, get into boxing shape, and you'll be fine. And then he gets knocked out in the first round. And you're like, yo, what's going on here? Like that's
Yeah,
like
that was a good way to
I
put it.
promise you, the Daniel Jones thing. Like, yes, people probably thought like, hey, he's not here just to be a backup because they saw how bad Richardson was. If they had their choice of like, if either one of you could be competent, who would we start? They would want Richardson to start. So it's like,
This almost
come
feels
on,
like
man.
for the head coach Shane Steichen, this is something that he has to say, even if in the back of his mind, and me personally, I'm already knowing that Anthony Richardson is going to get another chance.
Oh, you're referring to the quote on screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
when it comes
said
to,
it yet.
yes, when it comes to the quote saying that he's the starting QB for the season, I don't want to have a short leash on that. I think he's lying. I think that's something he has to say to show a certain level of consistency and competency
100%.
through the locker room.
I don't know if he's lying. I think he wants this to be true. He wants to go into the season and know Daniel Jones is just who it is and we're going to go with stability. I think he's trying to wish into existence. But you're right. In his mind, he knows that Anthony Richardson might have to be called upon again. Whether or not it's and Daniel Jones getting hurt, which could be happening. He's also a guy who runs, or him just thinking it up. And this is the move. Like you keep saying it. We haven't talked about it much. This is a move to save his job. This whole staff, I think maybe including Chris Ballard, who continues to miss on the quarterback moves, albeit he's amazing at everything else. Everybody in this organization doesn't have job security like that. This is a move for job security. And you know how fucking gross it must feel to be a coach knowing my job was on the line and I got to make a decision for that to make my family be safe, make my family be stable. You know, they'll be fed next year, that there will be a job with this salary for them to provide for them. And your backup plan, that's a safe plan, is Daniel Jones? Oh, I'd be sick. I'd be pissed.
Can I interest you guys in Riley Leonard? Like that's, you know, we're gonna.
You can.
Yeah, it's gonna get to that point where he's also gonna take some snaps. I just think for the Colts, it does suck because they've had moments like even I can't remember. I think it was 2 years ago. They had a game against the Texans where it was like a win and you're in type of situation, and they end up losing towards the end of the year. And so like that doesn't go their way. They've had some misfortunes. Last year, they were actually playing pretty well and winning games. And then Taylor, he drops the ball in Denver, and like you kind of see the whole season kind of spiral after that. But they need a complete reset.
Yeah.
And it's just not gonna. It's not like it. The reset should have happened whenever you got Anthony Richardson, and that's kind of the jump off point. But now clearly, it's just not going to be him. So you have to figure out
it's just a lost season.
Where are we going to go?
Exactly. I honestly feel like for Anthony Richardson, this is probably going to light an absurd fire under his ass.
This is
now,
crazy.
Will this fire go ahead and kick in this year? I don't know. Will it kick in next year? I don't know. But I very much feel like this is like me projecting outwardly for the next, 2 years or whatever. Similar to Trevor Lawrence, or I guess Geno Smith is a better comp for this. I do feel like he's the type of dude who's gonna pop way like towards the back half of his career, maybe like 2-3 years from now or something like that.
I hope, but like that's also kind of what I was saying earlier, where people were like, he's a project and needs time. The idea of him makes sense, that like he's all this talent, give him time to develop, maybe he'll come back and be good again. Maybe not. Like it's so like we haven't really seen it for an extended period of time. We haven't seen him be accurate down the field. We haven't seen him be able to identify blitzes, be able to play the short game, make changes at the line.
Identify blitzes.
Yeah, we haven't seen
No,
him
it's true. Like,
do much
no,
of
I know, that's why I
anything.
got hurt.
So like everything we're saying is just like wishful thinking to some extent, which I'm an optimist of players too. I get it.
Yeah.
I guess we're talking in circles. Both sides are true in this. It's such a nuanced conversation.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson has not proven that he needs to start if they don't see what's going on. The backup plan stinks. Being a Colts fan sucks. It's a lose-lose situation. Either you play the crappy starter that's a project or the crappy starter that's a veteran. There's no good outcome for Colts fans this summer unless Daniel Jones is saved by Shane Steichen, the GOAT.
two things. One, you brought up like, can Richardson beat Geno Smith? Geno Smith was taken in the 2013 draft.
I know.
He needs 11 years.
Yeah.
Like that's the amount of time.
It was like 9 years until Geno Smith got good. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
like,
And he's not
come
even
on.
the same type of QB, so I get it.
Yeah, but
Entirely
like,
different.
So like,
Yeah.
so that there's one thing. Second thing, obviously the Browns are the GOAT when it comes to like worst quarterback list of all time.
I'm happy.
If
you
we're
said
just going
that.
prime for prime, this is up there. Like they
Yeah.
could, if we were having a versus of like bad quarterbacks, the Colts could have. They got some hits now. They got hits. They got jams. They got
Ironically
everything
enough.
that they need.
Anthony Richardson is the Bugatti next to the
Yes.
trailer. I mean, Andrew Luck is the Bugatti next to the trailer.
Ironically enough, this was supposed to be my Mo Knows segment of the day, and it just got convergent to this. I had no idea that they're two things very pitiful. The last time that they won on opening night, can you guys imagine when that was?
I have no idea.
So it was probably with Peyton,
Brother, you guys were 13 years old.
2012.
2013. 2013.
Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense,
exactly.
makes sense.
So that shocked me, and then seeing this following tweet here, I knew off the top of my head that loosely their quarterback situation hasn't been the absolute best. But seeing how many all these guys, shout out to Philip Rivers. I think he had a solid season with them.
Yeah,
they
back in
made the playoffs.
20
Yeah.
or something like that. But these names are so pitiful, and they just consistently miss, and you have literally no chance in the league at all if you don't have a slightly above average quarterback. And I guess Philip Rivers was that.
Or even just average. Even just average. These guys are not average.
God damn,
Joe Flacco
bro.
was one of the better names on this list when he was there last year.
Like Brian Hoyer. I remember that guy, man. I remember him.
It's a tough time to be a Colts fan, man. Long story short, I think Colts fans in large part
Gardner
understand the Anthony Richardson thing. There's believers out there, guys that loved him pre-draft and are holding on to stock, and I respect it. Stick to your priors to a certain level, but if your whole point is Anthony Richardson needs time and he'll get better, the tools are there, you're not wrong. He needs time. In the NFL, a lot of guys need time. Not everybody gets it. It's a cutthroat business. People are playing for the jobs. Availability needs to be considered. He's not going to get the time he needs to develop. And that's unfortunate for him. It's unfortunate for Colts fans. It's unfortunate for Chris Ballard. But that's just what it is. And we're just in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cooked. You say he needs time, and now the only thing that's popping into my head is like, in 10 years, we're gonna see Anthony Richardson playing in these 40 and under leagues.
Oh my God.
I've even seen that trend.
Bro, that stuff has been killing me.
That's so disrespectful.
Yo, this stuff has been killing
You've said a
me.
lot of hateful shit on both shows over the years. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever
40
heard
and
you say.
under.
Yo, I saw there was a
I don't
video.
know if you-
There was
Apologize.
There was a 60-year-old man who tore his ACL.
60? What?
He was out there hooping, and so it was them. I saw this one lady. She was posting. They had 40 and under like wives, and so she
Yeah, I
she
saw
was,
that.
she was
I saw
making
that.
content too.
Oh, with the left guard, his big ass.
Oh my
His
God.
jersey didn't fit. Or nothing. And then there was a video of this dude. He was standing on a platform and it was spinning because it was media day.
Oh, media day.
And he was looking at the camera and he was like, yeah. Like he posted the ball. Yo, these guys are hooping.
Yo, how much they pay for this
I don't know,
man?
but it's been like I saw a clip. I think I saw a clip like 2 months ago, and I thought it was like in Texas, and then this week, apparently this is like nationwide.
Oh,
This is
we
an
need to-
epidemic.
It's like the CFL, the XFL, and then the 40 and under league. Where it's like there's like 16 cities in the
What the
where there's 40 and under
Wait,
league.
they fly to each other too?
I have no idea, but these dudes are getting CTE after they're not
For the love of the game. That's beautiful, bro.
We bought a helmet for the house call announcement, and all we could find is youth large, the biggest one. It couldn't fit on most
Yeah.
heads, so Donovan had to wear it. And we were like, why is youth large the only size we can find? Because adults don't buy helmets. Because why the fuck would you? They don't even sell adult size helmets at average stores.
Did you guys see the clip? There was another. I'll tell you, I've been tapped in. There was another guy. It was a receiver on the sideline, and so he's playing back for the ball. Quarterback starts scrambling. So then he scrambles out. He's trying to play the ball, whatever. And so the ball gets thrown his way. Safety comes down, boom.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Annihilated his ribs.
Knocks him out in his ribs, and then the guy lays on the floor, and he has to push on the floor to get up. He's push on the floor and push on the knees to stand up. They're like, yeah, he's taking a week of PTO after this. The 40 and under league has been the highlight of my week.
It's been great.
I need you to free up your Saturdays, Isaac. I got a position for you.
Next thing we gotta talk about though, another news story. Back to actual football.
Listen, those guys are playing. They're playing their heart out.
Real football is happening.
We actually need to watch one. We actually need to watch a game.
I promise you.
How much money would it take for you to go out there and play one game today? No training. Go join a 40 under league. I saw this one running back who was fast as fuck. He was small. They're calling him Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
He got wiped out by a 6'3" safety. I'll find the clip actually.
If you give me $1,000, I'll play in a 40 and under league right now.
What position do you think you'd be most efficient in?
Let's see. Maybe safety.
Okay.
Look at this. This guy runs. He's going. Look at him.
Oh my God.
He's fast. He's quick as fuck.
He's
He's moving.
Yo, he is
moving.
tiny.
He's going.
He is
Oh my
tiny.
God.
Damn. Brother, on a Wednesday? What the fuck?
Oh my God.
Jesus, man.
He got killed.
Yo, he is not moving.
Yo, okay. Listen, and it's probably gonna be hard for you to look up right now. There was a clip where dudes are doing. It was 7-on-7.
Yeah,
they were doing the 40 and under with no helmets, and so there was a defender, and he's I guess somebody was in motion, so he starts running in from the side, and then ends up blitzing, and just runs the same type of hit. Just runs over a tight end and flips him completely over.
I'm not gonna lie. We need the government to step in this because this shit is crazy.
I mean, this is worse than Bishop Sycamore. This is crazy.
I just watched the doc on Bishop Sycamore. It's so much better than I thought.
Yo, they were sleeping on the floor, right?
Oh my gosh.
There's so much to get into there. That guy is a super villain. The guy who ran that school needs to die.
And at the end, didn't he say and I do it again?
Yeah. And he started the end of the doc, he started berating the students who were they showed him the footage of the students being
aren't they 35?
There were some were students, some were freshly graduated high school, 19-year-olds, and they were like, bro, he ruined my life. He ruined my dreams. And he was emotional, and he was like, these ungrateful motherfuckers, get him out of here. Get him off my face. And he was berating them. You don't know what I did for that kid. I fed him. I put clothes on his back. I hate that kid.
What the fuck?
It was crazy.
I need to tap in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Okay, back to real. Brian Robinson Jr. is soon to be traded. They held him out of the last preseason game because they have made a mutual decision amongst him, his agent, and the team that he will be moved in the coming days. We don't know where he's going to go for sure. I haven't seen real good reports of who's trying to get Brian Robinson, but they are trying to ship him out. That much has been made abundantly clear. Wow. So, kind of rare you see I'd say average starting running back, someone who's not bad by any means, but isn't amazing, but is a good player, be available like this. I think the reason they're going to cut him is because the way his deal is structured, he's going to make $3 million this year. And I think they feel good about the running back room outside of him, and they don't really want to extend him.
They got Bill.
They got Bill. They got JCM, who a few weeks ago we talked about the rookies in this team. I couldn't remember his name, and I called him Crockett Smith because I knew it was a hyphen. I was like, yep, JCM. We got Bill. I know his name now. He's in there. Seems to be somebody they can rely on for early down touches in Brian Robinson's role. So I'm guessing they feel comfortable moving on from him because they're not going to pay him. They have a new guy there. They have Chris Rodriguez Jr. and they have Austin Eckler. Who do you guys want to see Brian Robinson get traded to? Who needs a early down power runner for some goal line touches?
I mean, I feel like the Chiefs are one of the easy answers.
For sure.
I'm still very shocked that I don't know. Their running game was just so bad last year, and the fact that Kareem Hunt is back in the league, back on that team, still giving them carries, it's it is kind of wild. And so seeing their running back room where again it's Kareem Hunt and then you have Pacheco, who he was coming off the injury last year, was never a super fast or explosive guy. Okay, maybe it works a year after, but if we're just talking about getting bodies in the door, I think the Chiefs make sense.
Cowboys need a running back bad.
That's also
Javonte
true.
Williams is a starter, but I don't see them trading him within division. You know, NFL teams operate that way, so
Yeah.
that probably won't happen. But they need a running back bad. Some people have thrown out the Texans because Joe Mixon has a still like undisclosed injury to his lower body that like hasn't been fully reported. There's a lot of like rumors around the street that it's bad and he's going to miss a lot of time. And if he misses time, they have Nick Chubb, pour one out for a
Damn.
legend, and Dameon Pierce as a running back. So could make sense to get another body in there because we don't know what we're going to get from Nick Chubb this year. And Dameon Pierce has kind of fallen out of favor with that front office.
Yeah.
A lot of people also throw out the Bears. DeAndre Swift, one of the lower tier starting running backs. They have Roshan Johnson, who's their power back, who mid. So if they think Brian Robinson's a little bit better, that can make sense. But they also have an young guy who is a rookie that they like. So a lot of teams that don't need a running back, but it could make sense.
It makes sense for a team off the top of my head, I would say, is the 49ers. Go ahead and get CMC insurance because you don't want another
Replace Jordan Mason
season to go ahead and be in the toilet. Absolutely.
I think they like Isaac Guerrero as a backup. But yeah, Jordan Mason was another power runner. They could replace him. That could make sense.
I would say, don't sleep on Roshan.
How many years have we seen a Super Roshan?
Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Just wait. Just wait.
I've been waiting for him to take the job, and there's been a lot of opportunities to take it, and he has not taken that bitch.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait.
I've been waiting, man.
Just wait.
Shout out Roshan. I hope he takes it. But yeah, something to monitor. Brian Robinson's out of there. For fantasy people, if you guys are on fantasy Twitter, JCM has been the talk of the fucking town. Everybody's to the moon because he had that one run, the touchdown run, the preseason game where he had like a 30-yard touchdown on the biggest hole I've ever seen in a preseason game.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, superstar in the making. They're all getting excited. All the best ball guys are fucking foaming at the mouth, drafting him in all their leagues. Name to monitor. It is kind of funny though, like Brian, I think they're moving him for monetary reasons. And they feel comfortable doing that because of the burdens of other guys. So there is some on-field aspects, but they're moving him because they don't want to pay him. And I'm guessing he wants to get paid. And they're like, we're not on the same page. Send me somewhere where I can prove my worth. I'll get my snaps, show why I deserve to get paid. Kind of funny that amid the Terry McLaurin stuff and them not paying him, as soon as they get good, as soon as they get their quarterback, their wide receiver wants money, they're not so hasty to give it to him. And now they're starting running back. Also, they don't want to give it to him. Like this is probably a worthy penny pinching move because he's just Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
But it looks kind of crazy that both your top offensive players, which again, generous way to describe Brian Robinson, but if he is your starting running back, you're penny pinching as soon as you get ready to contend.
Yeah, the optics of it aren't great. But if you ask me to go just one level deeper, peel back one layer of the onion, you also did go out and get Deebo Samuel. And so
True.
And
For what that's worth.
And so like obviously Deebo is not some crazy vertical wide receiver threat. Like you are bringing him in because of his versatility, because of his rack stuff, and the fact that if you need to, you can use him as a back. And even last year, you threw so many screens as an extension of your run game that you feel comfortable having Bill, having Deebo, and kind of piecing it together. You didn't using Jaden Daniels' legs and saying we can have a competent rushing attack by committee, and it's still going to be okay. You still have Austin Eckler there, like it's going to be okay. So for this move, like. This is the one where I can kind of understand moving off of it. Whereas like the Terry stuff is like, why is that deal not done?
I think I would understand it. If they decide to trade Brian Robinson, I totally get it. If they can't trade him and they cut him to save that $3 million, I'd be like, what are we doing here?
That's cheap.
You might as well roster him.
Yeah.
Yeah, $3 million is not it's $3 million. $3 million is a lot of money, NFL money especially too, but I don't know if it's enough to go ahead and just like deconstruct this. Although they have up-and-coming guys. It makes sense, I guess, but I'm not really looking to.
We'll see what they get for him. I'm more interested in who trades for him and how that impacts running back rooms, especially like for fantasy purposes. Like right now, like the Bengals, they have Chase Brown, who they feel good about. Their backup is a 6th-round pick. If they go get Brian Robinson to release some touches because they don't feel good about Brooks, interesting. Like I'm more interested in how Brian Robinson is going to impact the committee.
Yeah.
Next news story, next bit of trade news. This is one we're about a week late on because it happened the day we recorded. Trey Hendrickson is finally being shopped. They finally reached an impasse in their contract negotiations that the Bengals said, okay, we'll consider trading you depending on what the offers look like. Before it was, we're not trading him. We're going to work something out. He needs to be here reporting. Now they're listening to offers reportedly. We'll get to the talking points. I mean, we'll get to the asking price and if other teams can meet that asking price, which I don't know, but they're at least entertaining the idea.
How old is he? 30?
He is 30.
Jeez.
Which is why that's the biggest issue. They don't want to pay him because he's 30. He's still good at football. So he's like, listen, I'm not saying pay me like Micah, but I'm not a fucking senior citizen. Pay me. And they're also asking for a 1st-round pick and a young player. He is 30, so
That's
no team is going to do that.
That can't happen. Can't happen.
Yeah, actually, let me pull the...
Unless the young player is just like a damn near throw-in.
Yeah, I'll pull up the exact asking price. Yeah. This report, I think, this is by a reputable source. They're asking for a young defensive player and a 2026 first round pick in exchange. And they say young defensive player because they're trying to compete this year. And I don't know if you guys saw the preseason game they played last. Their defense is a fucking abomination without him. They are complete Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you're a betting man, go bet Jerome Ford's over for week 1 because they play the Bengals and he'll be the starting running back with Quinshawn Judkins still unsigned. I promise you'll hit the over. Toss in those slips. Anybody play the Bengals right now without Trey Hendrickson?
I'm foaming
Swiss
at the mouth.
cheese.
Stop giving up the game. Stop giving up the game.
Dylan Sampson over 4.5 catches.
Listen, I mean, they let Will Shipley go crazy. They let Tanner McKee have like, and like McKee's like for backups, like he's actually a really good
And
backup.
it is
but
just a preseason game. But
at the same time,
look at the talent. On paper, it makes sense. It is. I have mixed feelings about this. They need to pay him.
Train for like 3 weeks? Not 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and go ahead and put up a couple yards against the Bengals?
I think you probably could.
I maybe could.
You probably could. And like, okay, so they're not going to pay him. Trade him. Sure. Get something for him. End this annoying distraction, right? But man, if they trade him and don't get back a stud, maybe they go and get somebody that's good and fills in the place still. I don't think they will. I think they'll probably have to trade him for a 3rd round pick, which is a good outcome long term, I suppose, for a 30-year-old. Like, that's an asset.
It sucks because you're taking the year pretty much.
You're kicking the tires on the year. Like, they have no fucking chance without him. Like, he truly is one of the most impactful. There's no on-off numbers in the NFL like there is in basketball. If there was, I guarantee you his on-offs would be stupid.
It's okay.
But he is their defense.
I think it's
He
fine.
is their
I mean,
defense.
they weren't good with him last year. Like he's
but still, if they have goals of being good and making their offseason additions mean something so they can be passable to compete again, you need Trey Hendrickson.
But the way for them to get good, I honestly don't like. Obviously, it helps if he's there, but they need to stop the run, right? Like they need that to happen. He is not going to help that immediately, right? Like he's not going to make a major impact. So
fair
like,
enough.
So like if you and it's like yes, he had mad pressures and all this other stuff. Fantastic. You were able to go out there and get sacks. Awesome. The entire defense needs to. But it's not like the
most sacks, by the way.
Congratulations. You can't stop the run either. So like if he's
without him, they can't stop the run or the pass. So like it's not like it's gonna be like it matters. It's not like their strength goes away as well as their weakness is
they're
still
gonna
there.
have to stop the run because teams are gonna be up on them anyways, right? So like once we get to the second half of games, teams are going to run. Like I find it very hard that any of the game scripts that Cincinnati is going to be facing are going to be positive. Like unless it's just one of those days where, again, can 100% happen where Burrow and Chase and Higgins are just going crazy in the first 2 drives or touchdown. Now it's 14-7 or 14-10. Cool, but if he is not going to help them in the immediate way that they need to have a decent floor, then and you are not going to pay him, trade him, get some assets, and like you said, let's just be done with it.
Yeah.
And so like. Because I don't think with him or without him, this defense is not going to get to 16.
Okay, but
right, like
with him or without him, the Cowboys without Micah Parsons, the Cowboys aren't winning the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be motivated to have Micah Parsons on their team. Like that's still a big part of your strength. 32% of your pressures are gone if you lose him, like you see here, and people will come in to replace that. So it's not as simple as that. But they truly will have 0 above average pass rushers without him, while also maintaining the worst run defense in the conference, like you said. You'll just be doubling up your weaknesses with nothing to grasp onto. Like right now with him, you can say, okay, teams are going to run down our throat. Maybe by the second half of the season, Demetrius Knight will develop as a run stopper, and he can help us there. Maybe Shamar Stewart will have some good edge setting abilities and help there. And that'll be enough to build on top of our strength that is an elite pass rusher that can, any given night, be the difference between us being worst defense in the league and good enough to have Joe Burrow outshoot you. If you lose Trey Hendrickson, you just lose that possibility entirely.
Yeah.
You will not have an average defense. No, 0 stop. Anything can happen. Maybe somebody breaks out. Maybe Shamar Stewart is a god. Who knows? But I feel safe assuming there's no chance of them having a passable defense without Trey Hendrickson.
It just sucks because this just feels like a move that very much screams, no matter what, they're taking a step back.
100%.
That's all it is, And I think for me, what sucks even more when it comes to how they're handling this is like you're cooked regardless. Who cares? But like, how badly do you want to be cooked? And I can't imagine anybody stepping in for this team and like them having any anywhere to hang their hat on, regardless. You're going to be cooked, but are you going to be fried or are you going to be like air fried?
Well, you know exactly. Like the formula for this team, especially, I mean, it's been set since the last season. We're gonna have to score 50 points every game.
So now you guys score 60,
right? Because the defense is gonna give up 45. Like that was the identity towards the end of last year when we figured out that like, hey, this defense is not good. You know that the defense is gonna be, it's gonna have the same issues. So Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, this is 100% the Bengals being like, you know what? We paid you guys. Go show us why we paid you. Like, really earn your paycheck.
Dumb ass franchise, man. That is so goddamn stupid. The fact that Joe Burrow puts together his contract in a way that allows him to have this team pay their stars, and they do it. They go pay Jamar, they go pay T. Higgins. Presumably, they're going to pay Trey Hendrickson. The vision comes together in that way. We're going to have our core, and then they just say, we're not going to sign one of those members of the core. Like, it's just so stupid. You're giving Joe Burrow zero chance to make anything happen. You're selling both sides of the ball with this move because this is your one strong core piece on defense. Like, to me, it's just indefensibly stupid. Like, you just have to pay him. I understand the long-term implications of you not want to give him the guarantees he wants because he's getting older. Nothing matters more than this year for the Bengals. Like, they are a team that has to operate on the now, on the given year. Even for their business model, they're a team that doesn't have the money in escrow to give these long-term deals because they got to make the money this year. Yeah. You'll probably make more money if your team is competent, and I guarantee you Trey Hendrickson is a way to make your team more competent.
Yeah, the dumb part about it is like you know that like if you're gonna give Jamar his money and you're gonna give T his money, give Trey Hendrickson his money.
Exactly.
Either you pay people or you don't.
Precisely.
But like the moment that you do agree, like, okay, fine, we're gonna pay T. Higgins that contract, which also is structured in a very stupid way. But like if we're gonna go ahead and do it, then we have to pay everybody. And so to like because I know when you're cheap, right, spending money is really hard.
Yeah.
And so like I do understand from a cheap perspective, like I don't really want to spend any more bread. However, once you get over that, once the wallet's open, yeah. Right? Like if you are gonna get over your cheapness and open your pockets, hey man, it's there. Like you just have to spend the money and just charge it. Like that's really the only thing that you can live with. And the fact that they are now trying to pick and choose about all of this is very stupid.
Who should sign him? I mean, who should trade for him? This is a DK Sportsbook thing they pulled out a couple days ago. So these names, don't take these odds seriously. These odds are nothing. They're nonsense. But it is an interesting list of teams that would make sense.
Why the fuck are the Eagles there, man?
Because they're greedy and they always make smart moves and get players for cheap. But these names, they picked them here not because of insight, just because it would make logical sense. So they threw it out there for the first lines. Which names jump out to you?
If I'm the Commanders, I would make a move.
That would be smart.
That would be.
But then again, they're already the oldest roster in the league, so maybe you need to make they also need to capitalize on this year. But you also have to pay Trey Hendrickson, so maybe they shouldn't put a lot of money into another old player.
I don't know. Double down on that. Yeah, why not? Like,
sort of.
Why not?
But then again, Jaden Daniels is your quarterback who has a long runway. So I'm with that logic for most teams. Yeah. Maybe the oldest roster in the league with the youngest quarterback. I mean, is probably one team I wouldn't be on.
If you're going into year 2 on the rookie contract, like you have some time.
Sure, I would just be trying to get younger if I was them, is what I'm saying. And this is like, if you get him, that's like your all-in move for the season.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, but they would even with that, they would still be in my top 3
easily.
I would have them. Detroit, I would have. I
like that one
in my top 3.
Carolina makes sense to me. Carolina should happen.
They should be aggressive.
They have Scorton and they have Princely as the 2 young edge rushers they just drafted, who I like. But it'd be very nice if you had less pressure on them and you got a veteran in there for the next 2 years. If you gave him like a 2-year fully guaranteed, 3rd-year partially guaranteed, whatever it is, to like meet him halfway after you trade for him, have a couple of years of him mentoring them, and then they can slowly come in and replace him as they get expensive, offset. Yeah. That would make a lot of sense.
Also, I like Carolina. If there's any team that is able to take a 30, 31-year-old, it's the Packers. Like the Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. So if there's a team that can be okay with having, a geriatric player, it's them.
Their eyes are set higher. They're going for Micah. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're prepping those 3 first-round picks for Micah.
Micah's not going nowhere, man.
Yeah,
they're going to go ahead and lose the first 2 games and be like, all right, here, bitch. There you
go. Yeah, I'm not even entertaining that. We have a report from Adam Schefter that he thinks that they're headed towards a breakup. I think he's making entertaining TV. I'm not even entertaining that. But what we do got to talk about now, real quick, before we get to the main topic, Matthew Stafford is alive, and he has practiced 2
That's
days in a
not
row.
him. That's not him.
Donovan, that's your guy.
That's
That's
not-
your Hall of Famer.
First of all, this is not Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford died weeks ago.
You know what's funny? That's a meme now. I said that on the show last week as
You
a
did?
joke before people started saying it, and now everybody's saying that. So like, yeah, this has been one of the biggest talking points of the summer. The Rams are, I think, to most people, one of the 5 to 7 best contenders in the league if everybody's healthy on paper, and they've thought about it as one of those teams that could rival the Eagles. And then the Matthew Stafford thing came around, and he's been injured, dealing with this back thing for the whole preseason. And people like you, who are already doubting them, are like, now I super doubt them.
Yeah.
Now I unbelievably doubt them. I'm not super moved by him coming back to practice. Of course he's come back to practice. The decision here is, can he hold up for multiple practices with contact? Can he hold up for regular season games? Of course he was in a practice at some points. So I'm just saying this to say it's a good sign, but
Exactly.
they're not necessarily out of the danger area yet.
Yeah, because the Rams, they never play their starters in preseason games anyways, and so all of the work does come from the joint practices. So yeah, we gotta get you out here one time.
Yeah.
But that's not my, like you said, that's not my concern with Stafford. Is he gonna be ready for week 1? My concern is he gonna be here in week 9?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be here in week 11? And I don't know if he is. And so seeing a 37, 38-year-old quarterback with back issues, that's extremely scary to me.
Yeah.
And so I don't trust it. Obviously it's a good sign for them. And as much as you can have Stafford out there and not Garoppolo or Stetson Bennett, who did have a very nice game, but like, I'm not going into the regular season saying Stetson Bennett is going to carry us.
Yeah.
I want to see him out there. He's out here.
Stetson Bennett was special, man. He was special. He was
not
special.
special.
He was special.
He was regular.
In that preseason game, at least.
yeah.
The preseason game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so time will tell. It's something to monitor. The Stafford back will be probably one of the most important health stories of the season, all things considered.
It's the most important back of the year.
That's an important back.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope it doesn't get blown out. Because if his back is together, they probably will win that division. Probably will be a deep threat playoff team into making a deep run. But if Garoppolo starts the whole season, it's very easy to see that division go fucking haywire, and who knows who wins it.
You already know how I feel about that, man. But yeah, it's not a great situation if he's not out there. And your floor and your ceiling, like for most teams, is reliant on your starting quarterback being there. So.
Well,
yeah.
at least they got some form of good news, man, because it was all fucking rain.
At least we've seen his face.
Exactly.
At least we've seen
He
his face.
showed
And we know
face.
he's alive.
That's all he needed to do to restore a little bit of faith.
Yep,
in these
we're here.
fans.
It is now time for the main topic of this episode. We got through the news stories. It's time for us to do the thing you guys saw in the title, the thing we led the intro with. We are going to rank the top 10 teams in the NFL. Basically doing our preseason power rankings of the top 10 contenders. Last week we did each division power rankings. Now we're getting the cream of the crop from each division we talked about. So let's lay the ground rules for what we're ranking. In essence, it's who we think is the most likely to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think it's also a little bit more...
How good you feel about the team?
Yeah, and like who's the best rosters on paper?
And expectation, too.
Yeah, it's just like who are the best teams right now? Because like we'll get to it up top. Like the Eagles have less competition in the NFC than the AFC teams. That like 3 of the other 4 teams are in the AFC. So there might be some element to that of like how likely we think it is you make the Super Bowl based on the conditions around you. But I want to try to divorce our minds from that a little bit and just say who are the best teams right now. If we didn't know what we know from preconceived notions and gaming it, just who are the best teams.
Okay.
It just came to me. You look like a 1930s Packers player with those pants on. Too.
I was thinking that too,
You're
like-
triple down on it.
It's like the most Midwest looking outfit ever.
It
with
is.
Packers and like work pants.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, you got that shit on, man.
Have you seen those TikToks? The guy that makes the Goblin Packers fans TikToks? Oh, I gotta show you.
No,
This is
man.
kind of TikTok who makes fun of Packers fans because they're like Packers fans are insane. They're kind of like Eagles fans where
Yeah.
they're like very holier than thou because they have this old famous team that like they play the game the right way. They win, they succeed. They have Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They're very pretentious about their teams. And yeah, I gotta show you. It's, calling them goblins about how crazy they are. But they're not worse than Eagles fans.
That's
But
fine.
okay, so you guys see it on screen right now. 1 through 10. We're gonna make the group list together. We're gonna kind of make our consensus house call list. I almost said TE3. Our consensus house call list. 1 through 10 power rankings. Let's start with number 1. Who do we feel like is the best team right now, most likely to win the Super Bowl on paper?
LA Rams.
Oh
my
my
bad, I
god.
said Rams. I meant to troll and say the Chargers.
See, even I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so the 3 teams that we should all be thinking about, of course, is naturally the Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, and
Eagles.
Eagles.
It's a big four. Those are the big four in some order, I think. I think we agree that those are the
tier
4
one
best
for
teams.
sure.
Yes.
We'll put spoiler, those will be the top 4. The matter is which order.
So obviously, I was prepared to come up here and have the Eagles at 1, but that was also because for the thing that you said that you wanted to divorce ourselves from is that they just don't have to go through the 3 best quarterbacks.
Well, do you want to
In
divorce
order
yourself from that? Do you want to include that into it?
I personally no. Like I do think that they should be 1 for that reason, just because there's like the Ravens in the last 2 years, they've lost to both the Chiefs and the Bills, right? It's not like they're losing to any other people. There are clear roadblocks in terms of the best quarterback in the game and last year's MVP / All-Pro, whatever. They have to overcome that, and they haven't yet, like in really any capacity, because they lost to both teams last year. Lost to the Chiefs week 1 and then in the Bills in the playoffs. So I'll take the Eagles 1 and the Ravens 2 is how I'm looking at it.
I'm looking at so my thought was Ravens are the best team in the NFL to me.
Yeah.
I understand the Eagles, they are the best team in the NFC by far. So I had the same inclination that they should go 1 because I think they'll make the Super Bowl again if things go out on paper. The tiebreaker to me is I don't think the Ravens really have a weakness on their roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles secondary is a problem. Whether it's a debilitating problem, I don't think so. I think they'll figure it out.
Let's not use secondary.
Sure.
That's so all encompassing.
Sure.
That just
Whatever
includes everybody.
Like,
the quarterback too.
Like.
Thank you. We have a CB2 problem.
CB2 problem, and I wouldn't call the second safety a problem, but it's something to figure out. Is Makuba ready to step into that? Do you want to go with Sidney Brown again? Like, it's not a problem, but it's a question.
Drew's ready.
Okay, sure.
Drew, that boy nice.
Yeah.
That boy is nice.
And if he is that ready, that would alleviate the QB2 problem. CB2 problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the CB2 problem is a real thing. They lost all the corners in free agency. We already know about that. They lost Slay. They lost, what's that one's name? I'm forgetting.
What?
The other cornerback. They lost Isaiah Rodgers. They lost Slay. The depth there being an issue right away makes sense. We expected that. And you combine that with the fact that they also lose D-line depth. And I think the depth of 2 positions last year was really their superpower. They have the talent at the second level. They have Jalen Carter up the middle, and they have Zach Bond. Their spine is strong, but we know what made them so special last year is the depth on the outside, the depth on the edge. They don't have that anymore. So I think they're worse than last year to some degree. Maybe Makuba makes up for that. Maybe the other additions they made. Maybe Cal makes up for that. We'll see, but that's a lot of faith to put into them. What's the weakness on the Ravens roster? I think the Ravens fans will point to you, their guards they have something to figure out with the guard position.
Mm-hmm.
Minor problem, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It really is just like path. Like, because even the Eagles with all of the questions that are currently up in the air right now, they like oh no, the roster went from like a 98 overall to a 96 overall.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's still at a place where they have the second best roster in the league, arguably the first, just because of how good the skill positions are.
The strengths are insane still.
Right. So it's very, very hard. And so because of that, whenever we go back to it and we start talking about who's going to make these playoff runs, if they're going to get there, they got to play Detroit, who we have questions about.
I don't know if the more we're talking about it, I don't know if using their pathway when it comes to determining where each placement should be is the best way to go.
You're right, but it's like, is that interesting conversation? I don't know.
You're absolutely right.
But you are right.
It is true. And
if we're betting who we think is most likely, you put the Eagles first to game the system. The odds work out in their favor. Mm-hmm. But if we're trying to determine, like, if all these teams play each other in 1,000 simulations, who is a better team?
Yeah,
I lean Ravens. You know why? It's tough because people are going to say, "Why aren't you talking about the Chiefs?" Naturally, because the Chiefs are always there. If we had this podcast last year going to the playoffs, I would have been up here saying the Ravens are going to win the goddamn Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and I would be shocked if they don't, because last year's Ravens is one of the best teams of the modern NFL to not win the Super Bowl. They were ridiculously well-rounded, one of the most unstoppable rushing attacks. Obviously, Lamar was Lamar, one of the most efficient passing seasons of all time. Should have won the MVP to most people. Insanely efficient. Everything we talk about with Justin Herbert and how he didn't throw picks last year, he did that. Everything we talk about with Josh Allen and how he encapsulated his offense was insanely efficient, he did that. Everything we talk about with Patrick Mahomes and how he elevates his weapons who aren't the most talented, Lamar did that. The most complete quarterback in the NFL last year, with the best rushing attack, with the great O-line, with yards after catch weapons, with the defensive talent at all three levels. They are the best roster, and they should have been the best roster to win last year. It just didn't happen for the reasons we all know happened in the playoffs. It's a game of inches. A few plays didn't go their way. I feel the same way still, that like that should carry over. They still are the best team, I think.
So I'll say this. And obviously it's very like favorable because we're having this conversation about my team. But like, I will say the only reason why I'm bringing up path for the Eagles is just because we're at like the top and like the margins are razor thin. We're really
Definitely,
like we're splitting hairs here. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing up path. Whenever we talk about like 3, 4, 5, whatever, it's probably not going to be like that. I will say, for Kansas City to make the argument for them potentially over Baltimore,
I can't even do that.
the last
You can.
the worst that we've ever seen them, they were in the Super Bowl. The worst that their offense has ever been. They are still a top 10 offense in terms of like efficiency. The defense is still good. You still have Chris Jones, and coaching wise, they have the best coaching staff out of the big three in the AFC, even out of the big four. Like Reed and Spags as your head coach and your DC. That right there, like, and especially the trio of Reed, Mahomes, Spags. That is a leg up above the other 4 teams. So, like, there is an argument for them also to be 2.
Does it not move you that the Baltimore Ravens went ahead? Mind you, they were 5th in false starts last year. They went ahead and hired a referee as a consultant within their roster. Does that not move you?
I mean, I don't unless that specific ref is calling their games and it's like, you know, I know you worked on it. I'm not going to call it. Like, unless that's the case, then I'm not sure.
The Chiefs are right behind them. I just think that the Ravens simply put don't have a roster weakness. And to me, when you also have somebody who can very well be argued for the best quarterback in the league any given year, in the same way you said the Eagles thing works for them because they don't have to go against these elite quarterbacks, I guess I would argue that the tiebreaker to me could be they have those elite quarterbacks. And this isn't Jalen Hurts slander, great quarterback, whatever, not get into that. But Lamar is obviously in that tier 1. And maybe we could say that that's a deciding factor is if they played each other, maybe you trust him more or whatever. Again, don't want to get in Jalen Hurts discourse, but you know what I mean?
Well, I think.
But is he a playoff joker?
It's not even against Hurts. That's where I think that argument goes a little bit out the window when you're talking about the Chiefs because it's Mahomes on the other side, right?
Okay, so do you think that... So obviously the whole thing is that last year they didn't have the better roster than the Bills, didn't have the better roster than the Ravens. They got it done for what you said, the coaching staff, for Mahomes, for what everybody else would say. It's got that it factor. They just got that devil magic, all that stuff. Is that tangible enough to you that you want to put them above the other 2 AFC teams?
I think so, specifically, especially when they've beaten the other teams like consistently. Like they've smacked the Bills up 5 times in a row now. Like that has to hurt them. And
that's why I'm putting them over the Bills for sure. I think them and the Bills
easily.
Them and the Bills have the same style to me. That they have their quarterback that makes it work with their weapons that aren't the most expensive. They don't have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. They don't have Derrick Henry even for
They're
that
not
matter.
star-studded. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but they make it work because their quarterbacks can do it all, and then they put their strength on defense in similar ways. Like I think the Chiefs and the Bills are very much like the same mold. I just trust the guys at the top and the Chiefs slightly more. So my thought was Ravens 1, Eagles 2, Chiefs 3, Bills 4.
Wait, say it again?
Ravens number 1, Eagles number 2.
Okay.
And then Chiefs 3, Bills 4.
I've kind of started to. I'm going Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills.
Jeez.
Just
So I'm split here because I do, for whatever reason, want to put Chiefs
Bills are
number
4
2.
out of the top 3. Bills are 4, which I think is fair.
Overall, I agree.
But it's like a very respectable 4. Like that's not us doing this here isn't slander at all. Like the Bills could win the goddamn Super Bowl. All these 4 teams they have like a 25% chance each of winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So where I'm split at is between you guys. I do feel like very comfortable with putting the Chiefs at number 2, but I also really want to put the Baltimore Ravens at number 1.
Yeah, and it feels weird to put the defending champs at 3. It wouldn't be disrespectful to do that.
Yeah, it's not disrespectful.
It wouldn't be disrespectful. It feels weird to put the Eagles behind the Chiefs when they just beat the shit out of them. But on first thought, then you got to, like you said earlier, dig a layer deeper, do a little bit of critical thinking. They were starting Joe Tooney at left tackle. They did have Rashee Rice out for the season. They did have year 1 Xavier Worthy, who's now going to be year 2 Xavier Worthy, whatever that leap is. You add Josh Simmons, who I think will be good right away. You bring in more health on the defensive side too. Like the Chiefs weren't whole, so I don't know if we can allow ourselves to strictly look at last year to decide what is a looking forward list. So I say to say, I don't think it would be insane if we put the Eagles behind the Chiefs, though I don't really want to do it.
Okay, so
We need better reasons other than the Super Bowl, I think.
If we have to make concessions here, which we obviously do because it's a group list, I will say the hill that I will die on is that the Eagles shouldn't be lower than 2 just because of the path. And one of those two is going to have to lose to the other one. And like that's the thing. And then again, still overall, like talent wise, the Eagles' talent and their roster is still at the top of the league.
It is.
Okay.
Well, let's say if we were to throw out the path thing and just read it as a power ranking and pretend they're all in the same conference, would you still feel the Eagles strictly need to be top 2 off just roster? You could feel that way.
I do. I actually do.
I guess the question is, are you super worried about the cornerback thing compared to the weaknesses of the other teams? Because you can see, it's easy to say no.
No, I like 100% see like where we get to like week 9 and like CP2 is still very shaky, and it's like, oh no, like this is clearly going to be an issue, and they're going to have to like maybe scramble for some trade at the deadline or something like that. I can see that happening, but I also think that there are very, very few teams that can match up with them. And because of their ability to run the ball so consistently, and it really is, you either have to pick, are you going to stop the run, or are you going to let AJ Brown and Devonta Smith go one-on-one? And even the Ravens, who their secondary, and again, we're already seeing Jair Alexander deal with some injury stuff. So like that most talented secondary that we've all been super excited to see might not happen every single week, whatever. But I think that the Eagles put so many teams in just an unthinkable conflict in terms of like, what do you want to focus on? There's that. Now, see, this it's very tough.
Yeah.
But I do think that, again, because of all the talent, I think that they should be 2.
This is essentially our predictions episode. If I'm making a prediction, I think the Ravens win the Super Bowl. If I have to pick a team, obviously the path is a path. All these AFC teams have to beat each other. To me, the Ravens have by far the best team in the, not by far. That's hard. That's wrong wording. But to me, they have the least question marks, the highest top end talent. I feel good about the coaching, good about the decision makers. I'm not the type to give a fuck about the like playoff meltdown thing in the past. I think you can. It's a game of inches, like I said. Plays go a certain way. I don't think that Lamar has an inability to win or anything like that. So I'm not necessarily focusing on that. Like I know some people will. To each their own. I think everything that makes the Eagles offense so incredibly hard to stop with their rushing attack and their deep threat ability playing off of that. The same is true of the Eagles the same is true to the Ravens to an even greater degree because Lamar is the most accurate passer in the NFL, maybe up there in the top 3 or 4. And defensively, I think their secondary will take a leap. As good as you feel about Makuba coming in and stepping in, I feel even better about Malachi Starks coming in and forming the best safety duo maybe I've seen since the Legion of Boom Seahawks. Even if Jair Alexander plays 4 games this year, I feel good about Marlon Humphrey and Wiggins being their top 2 corners. I don't feel like it's nearly as much of an issue as the Eagles cornerbacks. They both have to replace a guard. So they are comparable in that way. They're actually quite comparable now that I'm talking about it. They have very similar teams. Yeah. They're both their best defensive players on the line or DTs. Both of them have talent in the middle with Roquan and Zach Bond. Both have elite safeties. Like, they're very similar. You could just say Lamar is a difference.
I see your argument enough to where we can put Baltimore 1, Eagles 2.
Okay.
I feel good with Eagles.
Because I don't think that you're completely off base or crazy, obviously, because once again, these are the 4 best teams. I don't think Lamar is a choker, but it is definitely like noticed, right? Like that's kind of the extent of where I'm at with the playoff stuff, where it's like, all right, dude, like it can't go like this every single year, so that's where I'm at. So I think that's also probably playing into me putting Baltimore at 2, where it's like you have one guy in Mahomes that outside of a half of football where he might have been like concussed or something like that, he's basically played mistake-free, perfect football in terms of execution at every single moment. And then you have the Ravens, who low-key, the Ravens be finding ways to lose. Like they every single year, whether it be in the regular season and obviously like you go into the playoffs where weird stuff just happens. But so that kind of blends into how also I feel about the Ravens. But if we're doing the exercise and it's like, let's simulate the season, they do come out with a lot of chips in the simulation. Yeah. So I'm okay with them being 1.
I saw a number. I forget exactly what the number is, but it was about the Bills, and I think it also applies to the Ravens. Over a 5 years period, which is the last 5 years the Bills been contenders with Josh Allen, they have the most wins in the regular season and playoffs of any team to ever not win a Super Bowl.
The Bills do.
The Bills do. And the Ravens are comparable, obviously. These are the 2 most talented eras we've seen in the modern NFL without making the Super Bowl because they're being blocked by Michael Jordan every year. And I think it's easy to be like, we've seen this happen every year. Sure, it'll keep happening, right? And just say Chiefs 1, Eagles 2, or Chiefs 1. Those 2 teams at the top over the other 2 AFC contenders. And history will be on your side. History literally keeps happening. But I'm also at a certain point when these teams is going to win. You don't see teams this good for this long without them breaking through. So I battle both those biases. But yeah, I just don't want to have us go up here and just go off what we saw last year when it's a looking forward conversation in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go whatever order, but I'd rather it be based on what we think is going to happen this year.
Yeah, because I do agree. Eventually, and I think we said it last year, like it would be funny if the Chiefs just like never lost it to the Bills.
And they might just join them.
Like it might happen that way. But you do think that okay, like the Bills aren't going to be 7 and or 0-8 against the Chiefs. They'll be 1-7, right? They can get one because a whole bunch of these games outside of like the first one, especially some of the previous ones, they've been close games, right? And they've been right there, and it's just been, oh no, Mahomes just has the ball last, and they do all of that.
Yeah,
and so, but they definitely should be above Buffalo. Kansas City is or Baltimore is the one where it's like okay. We're finally getting to this. Would be their second match if they meet in the playoffs. It'll be their second matchup.
Yeah, and Bills fans are probably like, "What the fuck? Why are you just throwing us to that side? We're just as good as the Ravens every year, and you are." And again, this is a 4-team tier,
and they beat them last. They beat them twice.
They did.
They beat them twice in the playoffs.
This is a 4-team tier. I do not feel anything negative about Buffalo. It's just your biggest addition. So if Joey Bosa can play you 15 games or at least be there for the playoffs and he's really
That's
good.
what's most important. Yeah, fuck those 15 games. It's about them like 4 towards the back half.
Yeah, if he can be there in the back half and be really good and give your defensive line the juice it needs next to Rousseau and Maxwell Harrison can be really good. You have him and Benford as 2 elite corners. If Harrison is as good as a first round pick, like there's a path to you guys also making a leap. I just I don't feel quite as strongly about the ways they improved as I do the way the Ravens improved by bringing in Starks, bringing in Alexander for whatever he does. And then obviously the Chiefs, that's daddy. And the Eagles are defending champs. Like, it's just a matter of those 3 teams being great. Like, it's not to downplay the Bills at all. Like, the Bills can very well be 1 and win the Super Bowl. These teams are all basically equal. We're nitpicking, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, facts. All right. So who's rounding out the top 5?
Okay, we had to spend a lot of time on the top 4. It was owed. Now, who is the next team that starts the next tier, however long that is?
Okay, so immediately,
who's y'all picks? I have my 5.
I think names that can contend for 5 have to be the Lions.
That's naturally where we go.
They probably might lead this conversation, and then there's the Commanders.
Hell nah. Fuck nah.
Or too early for the Commanders?
Way too early.
10 is when I'll start entertaining the Commanders. They're on here because
10.
They're on here because they made it far last year. They are nowhere close to number 5 to me.
Okay, so I wanted to say the Vikings, but that's kind of shaky.
So okay,
that's kind of shaky.
It sounds like the Lions are the answer for 5.
They firmly might be 5 just outside the next year.
They're in the conversation. Obviously, we know the roster is what the roster is. They're the most talented team left here. The question of the coordinators is a question of the coordinators. That's a big deal. We'll see. We've talked about it at length. We feel good about Dan Campbell figuring it out. Mm-hmm. If there's ever a coach that you trust to replenish coordinators, it should be Dan Campbell. That's part of the superpower of why their program is what it is. Dan Campbell can identify coaching talent, can make the most of these groups. He clearly plays a part. It's not just the coordinators. He's been good across multiple coordinators on both sides of the ball. Yeah. So I feel like they have the highest floor of any team here. The question is, do you feel like the ceiling of one of these other teams is worthwhile to entertain putting them over the Lions with the coordinator questions and with the offensive line questions that are a thing, but even with those offensive line questions, they still have a stronger offensive line than Denver, all these teams.
So it sounds like this is a LA Rams question.
No.
Potentially.
If Stafford's healthy, it's a Rams getting the conversation. Yeah. But I know Donovan's not talking about the Rams because he hates the Rams.
I think that question is entirely too big.
If you say these goddamn Chiefs heads to me right now, I'm gonna scream.
Listen, man, these Green Bay Packers.
No.
Oh my God.
I genuinely think that we talked about it last week. I thought I think that they are gonna win the North. I think that when we get to the playoffs, I think that they have just as good of a chance as the Lions to be there. I think that their floor is also very high. Like I understand. Okay. I understand what Minnesota brings to the table from a talent standpoint. I just think like Green Bay, when you have a quarterback like Jordan Love, when you have a coach like Matt LaFleur, who is able to do so many things, you're able to run the ball. I like even on the defensive side of the ball last year and the improvements that they made with Jeff Hapley, I am very, very bullish on them. And I think that them being at 5 right now, the questions about them from a pure volume of questions, personally, I think it's I think it's less than the Lions, just because the Lions have
Really?
two. I think the Lions have two. They have the questions at both the coordinators and at the interior offensive line. Where for the Packers, it really is like, again, big question, but it is Jordan Love going to be like?
Do you think that's the only question? That is not true at all.
No, but I think that like I think they can get by.
Their cornerback room is not good post Jared Alexander. The cornerbacks are simply not going to be a strength of this team. Again, always barring rookies coming out surprising us.
I don't think so. I think that like, but even with Detroit last year, and this is part of like the magic of last year, where like their pass rush outside of Hutchinson was like, yo, where is it gonna happen? And then everybody just died on defense. But I trust in Green Bay, and I trust what they've shown. I think that their floor again is higher than.
I think I'm also high on the Packers for on this graphical reason, but I think that putting them over the Lions is to me like the most perfect example of like preseason overthinking, because I understand where you're coming from with all that. Those weaknesses, the Lions are the weaknesses.
Yeah,
they have the most good players by a large margin of any team left on here. And the coordinators obviously know the play callers matter a ton tremendously, especially in football compared to other sports. I think they'll be fine there because of Dan Campbell, and they just simply have way more good players on both sides of the ball than all these other teams. Their offensive talent is stacked. The Packers probably have a good floor for the reasons you said. Their defensive ceiling isn't high to me. Like, I don't see them having a great secondary outside of McKinney at all. Like, Nate Hobbs is a good addition. I think Nate Hobbs is a solid starting corner that you feel good about. I don't feel great about the rest of that room. Bo Melton is now playing corner, which he won't start or anything, but it's just a funny wrinkle that like signifies their lack of talent there. They were like, oh shit, maybe Bo Melton makes a change. I think the edge rushers haven't quite, unless Lucas Van Ness finally makes that leap, their edge rush room doesn't have a ton of juice. We saw last year they still had a top 10 EPA per play, despite that, because they made it work. They're really well coached. It was kind of similar to the Chargers defense and how they did it by being on a string. I like the middle linebacker duo a lot. Shout out Edrin Cooper, gonna make that leap, I think. So they have guys, but it's nowhere. They don't have a Hutchinson. They don't have on offense those skill positions. They don't have an Amon-Ra. They don't have a Jameson. They don't have that. They got
Matthew Golden.
Shout out. Hopefully he makes it pop like that. I just think the talent is so much better for the Lions, and I think I trust Dan Campbell to figure everything else out. That even if it's you tell me they win the division, if we're talking about Super Bowl equity, I just don't think they're talented enough to put them ahead of the Lions.
I think the only answer to all those questions is if Jordan Love's like transcends and he enters like another level and he becomes that star-studded QB that a lot of you have been waiting on.
Yeah, that is on talent to be.
You know?
Yeah, sure, that's possible, but like I'm not gonna like bet on that.
Yeah, because that leap from like 7 to get to 5-4, like that's a very, very like hard leap to make. But I think like this team, one, and again, I don't love that it already happened, the Love injury, but it's on the non-throwing hand, so he's gonna be fine. But even last year, he got cooked from day one. Yeah, the first game of the year, that crappy ass field in Brazil messed him up, and so that happened, and then you get to the Jacksonville game and he gets hurt again there, and so he's kind of dealing with this knee thing for a majority of the year. I think coming into this year, if you have a healthy Jordan Love, they would top 10 in DVOA on both sides of the ball last year. Like they are extremely well coached, and so if you do have a healthy quarterback, you do have another year of these receivers, working with him. Like I like Green Bay a lot at 5. Yeah. And so
I like
it sounds like I'm outvoted. I just needed to make my Packers like no.
Because I think they belong at probably number 6.
They're great.
I don't know if they do belong at 6. I think don't let them blind. He loves Green Bay a lot. He's super high on them. And they're good, but they don't automatically belong at 6.
I like Green Bay.
I don't like Green Bay more than the Vikings. And I understand the rookie quarterback of it all. That's obviously a big swing factor that if he sucks and they're nowhere, then they're cooked. But there's a lot in place that even if he is average, which is still like a good outcome. Like you can't assume he's average.
It is.
But like if he is average, which I do trust Kevin O'Connell in the same way I trust Dan Campbell to figure out the coordinators, I trust Kevin O'Connell to get the most out of a quarterback. And again, JJ McCarthy barely played in college, didn't have this big resume of extended success for me to point to say that's what the floor is. I have no fucking clue what the floor is. But if I'm putting blind faith in Kevin O'Connell, who I think is a genius, putting blind faith in their defensive talent and Flores calling it and all the weapons they have offensively, I find it hard to believe it'll be a complete sink situation where the quarterback single-handedly ruins the Vikings.
Their defense is so like
their talent.
I have no worries about it at all.
If they had, I don't know which quarterback you want to inject in there as at league average quarterback. Yeah. If they had Trevor Lawrence last year, who was like the 18th best quarterback or whatever, maybe you could think of a better example.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that honestly makes it. That's like 18.
They would be number 5 to me. Like the Vikings are that stacked. They improved their interior offensive line in free agency. They improved their interior defensive line in free agency. 2 weaknesses last year that they schemed around. They got Jordan Mason, who I think will be an underrated signing that really helps round out the running back room, makes them be able to establish and run early downs, which will go to help JJ McCarthy, go to make their passing game more efficient. I struggle to identify any roster left here that I like more than the Vikings outside of the quarterback position.
You know what's funny? I feel like every time you wear a team's jersey, you end up hating on that team. Like that specific week. And so it's funny because it just always like.
I'm not
When was the
hating.
last time that happened? What was the last occasion?
He was hating on Jalen last time when he had the Eagle shirt on.
I'm not even hating on them. You fucking love the Packers. I'm being normal.
Listen, I'm all in. I'm being NFC Championship game for the Packers right now.
I'm treating them the way most people treat them. They're a good team that should be in the playoffs, but they shouldn't be the 5th best team in the league, I don't think, barring a leap with Juicy coming, to be fair. More power to you. It's not crazy, but they're not a lock for 6 or anything.
If that leap happens, they might be.
Also, okay, so I think the Vikings enter the conversation here. I think the Rams enter the conversation here if we're assuming Matthew Stafford plays and is available for the playoffs. And the Bucks have to enter the conversation immediately. They've earned it to be the side. Yeah, the Bucks are outside the Vikings. I think, actually, even including the Vikings, probably the best roster here because they have Baker, who is more than proven.
If we're just throwing Green Bay out the window, then
I like those 3 more than Green Bay.
Yeah.
We can go Minnesota 6 because I have a toss up between with Tampa Bay and another team.
Okay,
I'm fine with Minnesota at 6, considering like how surefire their defense feels. Whatever, it doesn't matter what JJ McCarthy is. I mean, it does obviously, but as long as he's like not, I guess, Daniel Jones type bad where he can sell you games.
I mean, yeah, like they're and like I'm not super high on JJ McCarthy right now, but that also doesn't mean that I think that they're going to go like 7-10 or something like that. Like their floor, whatever, is probably going to be like 10-7, 11-6.
With that being said, we could put the Rams at 6. I would also like. There's an argument there.
That's too risky for me. That's entirely too risky for me.
I guess that's the question first. How do we want to treat the Matthew Stafford thing in this conversation? Like we have to decide either it's scary and they're cooked, or we're going to give them credit because he's there now. And until he misses games, he always has back issues in the preseason. This isn't new. We can't get too spooked by it. It is serious, but like. We can't let that completely turn us away from the fact that they do have a young, insanely talented ascending defensive line, the best wide receiver duo in football, the smartest offensive line in football with the running back that's been reliable for them, the best quarterback left on this list, I think. Like, they check all the boxes you want. Not all the boxes.
If Stafford is healthy, I trust the Rams more than Minnesota.
I agree. If Stafford's healthy, I think they should be 6.
Okay, let's put him at 6.
But, we don't know if he's healthy. But if we want to just treat like he's healthy for this exercise.
Yeah, let's just do it.
My thought is them 6, and then.
It's cleaner.
Oops, shit. And then at 7, that's where I'm starting to be like, I really think the Vikings. But I understand I'm bullish and the risk of the quarterback. To me, it's Vikings or Bucks here, is my debate.
So I actually have the Bucks kind of back and forth with Houston. Because I just think like Houston's defense is just so good. And if you have that defense and you have a guy at quarterback with Stroud, and you have Nico. Like obviously the offensive line is a massive question.
I can't even start to have conversations.
But I also think I'm also higher on Houston this year because I think the offensive process is going to be so much better. And I think like you're not going to line up and it's not going to be, run on first down. Do whatever on second down, and then now we're in a third and medium and third and long, and it's like, all right, CJ, like save us, go make something happen. I think that they will be smarter on offense, and so I think with Tampa Bay, who also has questions defensively, I think like that's kind of the tier that the Bucks are in. So how do you guys feel about Houston? Because I do think that they are in this next tier.
I think they could be in this tier. I just have. Their offensive line is by far the biggest concern on this list to me, besides the quarterback of the Vikings, which is an unknown. It could be good, could be bad. I think we do know the Texans' offensive line is a major issue, and that's like the worst major issue you could have, is having a bad offensive line. And, maybe Ursari's a star. Maybe they have some new guys in here that are good in new situations, and they get to be league average, and it's all good. And if that's the case, they have the weapons, they have the quarterback, they have the defense that they can be 7. But the offensive line scares me more than anything on the Bucs scares me.
They also have. I feel like their floor is also super high because even last year when you have the OC issues that you had, when all of your receivers were getting hurt at times throughout the year, when your offensive line was just as bad, you still made it to the divisional round of the playoffs. Like they can,
Very true.
right? If you have a healthier season from your receivers, if your defense continues to be a top 5 unit in the league, there's like in my mind, there's not really a world where they aren't in week 2 of the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. But just because the floor is very high, I agree with you. But when it comes to thinking about the best possible outcome and ranking these teams alongside each other, I just can never ever put my trust in a team that isn't able to answer like a question that needs to be answered when it comes to the offensive line.
What if it's good? Like
what if it's
if
good?
it's good,
not.
then it's a different conversation.
What if it is?
But going on paper from what I
What
saw
if JJ
last
McCarthy
year,
is a top 10 quarterback?
and like what we saw this offseason,
That might be more likely. That's probably more likely.
it hasn't been addressed. So that's why I'm like, they probably
top 10?
The Texans' offensive line is bad. They traded Larry Tunsil and it was already bad. The guards they signed
He
were
wasn't
rejects
great.
from other teams.
He wasn't great.
He wasn't great. He was by far their best lineman. Last year, they got stuffed on 21% of their rushes, which got contact behind the line of scrimmage. Second in the NFL, behind only the Miami Dolphins, which is a horrible team to be accompanied with when it comes to run blocking last year. Joe Mixon is injured. They have no reason to believe the rushing type will be good unless you want to put a lot of faith in Nick Haley and say the new coordinator will get most out of it, which it probably will be a better scheme than what was happening last year. That is true. The run blocking talent, the pass blocking talent is not good, and there is no path to it being great.
I put the Packers above the Texans personally.
The Texans defense is different though.
That's what I'm saying.
CJ Stroud is different.
And those 2 things, defense and a quarterback, that moves me. I do think that one, you're going to see Stroud this year have more control over plays at the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
And I trust CJ Stroud to be a smart quarterback and to get things into, at least even if it's not the best situation, get it into something that you feel comfortable living and dying with. And so I like that. At the end of last season, when the Texans started to see a little bit more, success, like there's all these reports and stories about how when they were so much more successful at running gap schemes as opposed to zone schemes. And so like you actually have something there. And now that you have Slowick out the building, who is going to run this very like outside zone, play action heavy offense, like that's going to be changed a little bit. I think that might be changed enough to where Houston is solid. And that's why like
Nick Chubb might be running the ball though. Mixon thing scares me a lot. I don't know what Mixon's like availability is going to be like. It could come out tomorrow that he's out for the first 8 weeks, and I wouldn't be shocked.
That combination
I still
right there.
just like them more. I think I like them more than Tampa Bay. If you want to put Minnesota ahead of them, that's cool. I think I do like them.
I'm curious. So both those teams have their question marks. I feel like Tampa Bay has like 0 question marks outside of replacing Liam Cohen, which is a question mark. But they hired from within. They kept the rest of the like band together, and I feel like they'll probably. I feel good about as good as you can feel about any team replacing their coordinator, which is always a question mark. But I feel like it'll probably be an approximation of what they were doing before. But Liam Cohen is a genius, so I guess it's not a guarantee. They have amazing weapon talent. They have Baker, who's a top 15 quarterback on the low end. Some people put him higher, obviously. Defensively, they're sound at all 3 levels. They drafted a cornerback from Notre Dame, Benjamin Morrison, who I like a lot. They have a great safety tandem if Antoine Winfield can stay healthy. I love Yaya Diaby, who's an ascending edge rusher. They still have Levante David. They signed Hassan Reddick. Like, they have defensive talent, offensive talent up and down the roster. The best left tackle in the NFL, who's going to start the season injured, but he'll be back by week 5. I don't feel there's much to poke at with the Bucs. Maybe you feel like Baker isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl, which hurts them.
Which I don't.
Sure.
Say
I don't. That's a question mark with some of these teams. I mean, I love Jordan Love and the tantalizing talent of him, but like, it's not like he's necessarily proven that he's miles ahead. Like, Bo Nix is on this list here with the Broncos. Like, there's similar question marks. I don't think Baker Mayfield is like the reason I'm going to put the Bucs lower. And when they get Godwin back by midseason, whatever he looks like, we'll see.
Which is not.
Again,
go ahead,
that could be the wide receiver 3 because like Mecca Ibuka is really good. McMillan's injured now just out for the first 8 weeks, which hurts their depth. But if by playoff time all those guys are there and you have Mike Evans, who's Unk still got it, and Mecca Ibuka proved to be the safe wide receiver prospect we think it can be, and Chris Godwin can be your wide receiver 3 who gets 50 yards a game, but keeps the defense honest. And then McMillan, your wide receiver 4. K. Dalton's great. Or good. Bucky Irvin is ascending. Your good O-line. Tristan Wirfs, best left tackle. Like, they might just come out and be just insanely complete in the same way the Lions are.
I'm kind of shocked that people were like, well, Chris Godwin is like, oh, wow, he's actually not really moving at camp. No, duh. Like, yo, this man had to be put in an air cast. Like, what? Like, why is everybody shocked that? And it's not even his first injury. And so now that we're in camp and nearing the start of the season, people are like, yo, Chris Godwin might actually miss time.
Yeah,
his ankle was off of his bone. Like, of course, he's gonna miss time. Yeah. So, like, I hope a speedy recovery. I have very little hope that Chris Godwin is going to
because he's a wide receiver 3 now.
You know,
like if he comes back, which he'll play at some point this season. I don't know how good it'll be. I'm sure it'll be rust. Very little will be needed of him.
So 7, 8, 9, 10.
You guys mentioned like 5, 6 teams that have a chance to be 7, bro.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
So okay, can we see? Okay. I love Green Bay, but for 7, 8, 9, I guess it would be Texans, Vikings, Bucks. Is that 7, 8, 9?
Texans,
I think so.
Vikings, Bucks.
And I think, so the highest floor team to me is clearly the Bucks. They have no question marks, really.
Okay.
But if you want to say their ceiling isn't as high for whatever reason you doubt them, whether it be Godwin, which I think is not that big of a deal, or Baker, or if you don't buy some of the defensive talent, which I don't really get either. Okay, now I'm thinking about it. I don't really get any reason not to put the Bucks at 6. I mean 7. I feel like there's no real reason to doubt them compared to these other teams with question marks.
You gonna hate me right now.
What you gonna say?
Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like,
is it just Baker?
They're not winning the Super Bowl. Like, we got
well, keep in mind, one of these 4 teams is winning the Super Bowl. So let's keep that in mind. We're ranking the 6 through 8 here. So, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
one of those MVP quarterbacks is winning the goddamn Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not gonna happen. Like, we're not doing
None of these guys are winning. So that's not necessarily the debate here.
I feel better. I only feel better about the Bucks and the Texans here.
You know what? It's fine.
But do you want to put the Texans at 8? Do you want to put the Texans right after that?
Sure, that's fine, I guess.
Floor play, then ceiling play, and then another ceiling play in the Vikings, who have a high ceiling, but the quarterback is the biggest question of all these.
Yeah.
That feels fair to me. So number 10, obviously you want to go with the Packers.
Yes.
Is there an argument for anybody else who do you think is the best argument of these teams left to rival the Packers?
The San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners, for sure.
Niners over Broncos?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the Broncos first.
Actually, damn.
The Broncos are such a trendy choice to say can win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Famously, it's been all over Twitter. Colin Cowherd ranked them above the Chiefs in his power rankings.
Yeah.
He put the Broncos at 4 and the Chiefs at 5, which is next level glazing. Like, what are you talking about? But, there is a reason teams are gravitating towards them. I mean, analysts are gravitating towards the Broncos. Mm. I'm not the highest on Bo Nix, but there's reason to believe that he'll make leaps in year 2. He'll get better passing outside the numbers. He'll get better, identifying pressure and standing in the pockets and not necessarily having to be a bootleg merchant. He can get better at a lot of things that he didn't do well year 1. They have young offensive talent that could make a leap. If you want to say Pat Bryant could be a gem, RJ Harvey, year 2 Troy Franklin, year 3 Mims. There's a lot of swings at finding more offensive talent that aren't guarantees, but they're there.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're going to be just simply ludicrous.
And that's why,
But how ludicrous? What's the ceiling for their
number
defense?
one?
Like best defense in the league.
Okay.
The ceiling is 1. The floor is 4, I think, barring health.
Yeah,
as always.
They're going to be nasty. If Barron shows up and is Johnny Barron and does Johnny Barron stuff, they're 1. Yeah. It's going to be very clear. So based on that strength, because I do think, especially once we get into the playoffs and you do get to 8, 9, 10, I think having very discernible strengths is very, very valuable.
Okay, so the Broncos' strength is way stronger than the Packers on one side of the ball,
and that's why, again, as we're talking through it, for 10, I'm fine. Again, I just know I'm just very high on the Packers. That's just gonna be me.
Yeah.
But so you can have them at 10. The argument for the Niners and why I like them more than Denver is, even last year, whenever everything was going wrong, they were still pretty efficient. They were still a solid offense. I think this year, coming back, everything being settled a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball, Brock Purdy stepping into another year of hey, you do have to create a little bit more. I think that their offensive floor is fine. Robert Saleh coming in, back as DC, he's changing their lives, man. And when you, every report that you read, it's yo, he's so prepared. He puts us in the best positions. We love him. Like morale on the defensive side of the ball is so high right now. And like the way that he prepares and makes sure that everybody's like in the right spot, it would not shock me if the Niners come out and even in a year where we're like, oh, like they're retooling, they have a whole bunch of stuff to figure it out. Saleh just walks in the door and he's like, guess what? I figured it out. Right?
Yeah.
So if he does that and then you match that with Shanahan, who my biggest critique about Shanahan is like, yo, you be choking. You are a playoff choker. That's the only thing. But like obviously getting to the Super Bowl, Shanahan can do that very well, right? So I think that they have as good of an argument as Denver to where they can do something, right? We've seen Brock Purdy not only carry more of the offense, but even in playoff situations, part of the reason why I feel much better about Purdy now than I did in 23 was because that run to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, they went down against Green Bay, came back, won that. They went down against Detroit, came back, won that. And so you saw Purdy in multiple spots be able to, play with a negative game script and come out and still do his thing.
I agree with you, but for me, it's not even about Purdy. It's about everything else around them. And I do feel like that script that you talked about when it comes to Kyle Shanahan and him be able to like make the Super Bowl, I can envision something like that potentially happening, especially because their strength of schedule is hilarious this year. They should be able to rack up a lot of wins. But the biggest pillar for me that just makes me feel so shaky is everything outside of Brock Purdy and how
Health.
Exactly. It's the health question. And I mean, that's the biggest Achilles heel for them compared to everyone else on this
It's the biggest
list.
Achilles heel of anybody left. Shanahan's the best offensive coordinator of anybody left by a pretty healthy margin. I guess LaFleur can rival him, but Shanahan is the one here. Defensively, if he is who we think he is, and their DC changes their life, anything's possible. It's just so hard to imagine they bleed that much talent in the offseason and just like, and they have the health issues, and you have the cliff issues that CMC is coming across now that like any year could be the year where he's just like zapped and hits that age cliff. Like there's way more question marks with them than the Packers, damn sure, and way more with the Broncos, I think. And like the Broncos were a good defense last year. They were fourth in EPA against the rush, and then they added Greenlaw and added Hufanga and took one of the two best run stoppers from the mid-level of the 49ers defense. Like, and they were already number one EPA per pass. And they added Barron. And they have all their edge rushers healthy. Like, I struggled to find a reason to tell myself the Broncos won't be the best defense in the league. And as down as I am on Bo Nix compared to some other people, I'm not like that down on him. Yeah. And there's a lot of reasons to think there's upward trajectory with next level of Sean Payton offense. Their offensive line is obviously good. I think the running back group last year was fucking terrible. Javonte Williams is now the Cowboys starting rusher, and I kept talking about how terrible it is that happened. He had so many carries for the Broncos last year and was so inefficient compared to their other running backs who were also average. Yeah. Audric Estime had like a yard per carry more than Javonte Williams, and Audric Estime is the most league average running back I've ever seen. So if RJ Harvey's good, he could change their broke-ass lives as a rusher. Like, there's just a lot of reasons to think that this team could check every box in terms of floor, and then their defense could be so batshit ridiculous that if Bo Nix makes the slightest improvement and can be a competent pocket passer attacking all three levels without the built-in handicaps that were applied by the scheme last year, they could win the division. Like, we could look up into the best team in the West.
Maybe?
Yeah, I'm not. I predict the Chiefs, but like they have that type of ceiling that I don't know that the other teams here have that type of ceiling.
First of all, they better watch out for these Raiders. That's one.
Good Lord.
Two,
stay over there.
I hear you. I'm going more with San Francisco just because I trust Shanahan and Saleh more than Sean Payton and Bo Nix right now, and it's just like,
okay. So do you like the organizational stability of the 49ers, the floor of the Packers, or the ceiling talent-wise of the Broncos?
I like the Chargers.
I'm just kidding. Maybe I would have made an argument pre-Slater injury, but post-Slater, I'm so just... Man, if Slater was there and I had an elite tackle duo, the best quarterback left on this list by far, weapons now that I have faith in these rookies, and Jesse Minter on defense, I'd I would be making an argument for the Chargers, but without Slater, the talent gap is just too big.
Yeah. So the Broncos and the 49ers are incredibly close for me. But I think at the end of the day, I will 9 times out of 10 lean towards like what's actually on field, what's actually on paper with the Broncos, especially considering like Bo Nix don't necessarily, he has to be better, of course, but a step better compared to what you would have to expect and what you'd want out of Brock. But there's just so many moving parts for
Brock's
the
better.
49ers too.
Brock's
like,
better, but he needs to carry more. Like there's way more on his shoulders. So like I feel better about Brock for sure than Bo Nix, but like they had training wheels on Bo Nix last year, and it was fine. Like they could have training wheels on him again, and the defense can be so good that training wheels offense is good enough to make a playoff run.
I think the 49ers will probably they could have a better regular season than the Broncos, but when it comes to when it comes to getting things done in the playoffs,
I think the opposite.
Really?
I think to me, if I'm betting like win props, I'm picking the Broncos. Like I'm not thinking about that too much. The argument for the 49ers for me would be if they get to the playoffs and they're healthy and Ayuk is back and looks like Ayuk and seems he didn't fall off and they have their talent going to the playoff run and have the better offensive mind, that would scare me. Yeah. But there's so much like between now and the playoffs that I'm worried about things falling through because they have so little depth and like the margin of error is low that I'm not comfortable but them getting through this 17 game regular season.
Yeah.
Green Bay, I'm sorry.
Green Bay could be 11, 12.
I'm sorry, Green Bay.
Hey, yeah, we threw Commanders.
I tried to save you.
Commanders and Chargers are on there because they made the playoffs last year and like have their amazing quarterbacks, but the rosters aren't good enough.
And then for real, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's just not happening.
And like, obviously, there's no Chargers fans that will scream about it, but Commanders fans will scream about it. Yeah. Sorry. Jaden Daniels is amazing.
What? They can't scream louder than Eagles fans. They can't. Let's do it. Scream off right now.
Honestly, I feel pretty good about this list. Let me see. What did I write down on my independent list before we?
Who'd you have?
I wrote down. Let me find the right doc. I have a million documents open. Oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. Oop. I showed you guys links. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, it's all good. I think so. So for mine, I had on my individual list, I had the Rams off of it.
Yeah.
Because I went into my personal list with Stafford injuries and how I felt, and I put the Niners in there, and I put the Packers in there, and I had the Broncos out of it.
Okay, I wrote Ravens 1, Eagles 2, Chiefs 3, Bills 4. So I align with what we finished with. Next year I put Lions 5, Rams 6, Bucks 7. Okay, it's all the same so far.
Your list.
At 8 I put the Vikings. 9 I put the Texans. That was the only difference in my list. I swapped the Vikings.
And then you put the Broncos at 10?
Yeah.
It's his list.
Yeah.
It's his list.
And it's his list
Collective
too.
what?
And no, it's your list too.
Is it?
I mean, because I was losing tiebreakers, so like it.
Because your tiebreaker was always like Packers are winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They could do it. They have a chance.
You tied your tiebreakers to the Packers and the 49ers. It's easy to bet against them.
Let's bet right now.
Okay, what do you want to bet? That the Rams win more games? Or which ones? Lions or Packers? I'll bet you Lions or Packers.
Go further in the playoffs. I don't care about win total. This is about winning Super Bowl. So go further in the playoffs.
Do we want to bake in any injury? Because that's hard because we're so far out. Like regular season, I'll bet regular season right now. Playoffs is hard because like one of the quarterbacks get hurt,
Okay, barring the quarterbacks don't get hurt,
right.
then yeah.
Which I'll put down.
No, either way, I feel better about the Lions in both facets.
You got to put on that helmet for 2 episodes.
2 episodes straight?
Yeah. Two episodes straight. Whoever goes further has to wear that helmet for 2 episodes straight.
Man, there was
I was doing it again with the regular season win totals between the Chargers and the Raiders. But you bet on the Raiders.
I think you should put on a shiesty and he should put on the helmet for 2 episodes straight. I think that's what we should do.
I gotta wear do-rag.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. If the Packers go further than the Lions in the playoffs, you have to wear a do-rag.
I don't know if I can.
You have to. You can tie it any way that you want.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can tie it any way that I want. I don't know how to tie a do-rag.
Now, mind you,
we got you. I wear them all the time.
Now, mind you, if the Raiders win more games than the Chargers, you have to wear it with a knot in the front.
So I gotta do cultural appropriation. All you gotta do is wear a helmet.
Yeah, which I've already done.
Real fair.
Oh man!
So that is our top 10 teams in the NFL: Packers and 49ers.
Wait. For real though, helmet though.
Sure.
All right, two episodes.
Okay. We can potentially adjust it for you. Potentially, because the helmet is like
okay, just out.
We'll take some pads out.
Yeah, pads too.
Tomahawk doesn't fit. You're talking about the helmet doesn't fit.
Okay.
Yeah, it might hurt for 2 whole episodes. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something of the sort. But yeah,
Okay.
I have more faith in the Lions than the Packers.
All right.
Assuming
Okay.
their whole team doesn't get fucking hurt again, which you never know.
What team has the highest ceiling or highest opportunity, like skyrocket, and just be way better than you ever imagined? Potentially creep into the top 4 or 5.
Okay, which
top
team?
5?
Huh. Okay.
Me personally, if JJ McCarthy is that dude and is fucking guns and blazing, who knows, bro? They could be as high as 5.
It's probably it's either the Vikings or the Broncos just because their defenses are so crazy.
And young quarterbacks like Mr. Mystery Box. He's nothing in our eyes right now. Like could be anything. He's so moldable that like we're baking in. We don't fucking know that if JJ McCarthy has a surprising year 1, that has to be the biggest swing factor.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of them.
Yeah, because the Bucks can't make that leap. I don't think they're the Bucks. They're solid. They're really good. Like,
Yeah.
it's just hard to imagine them being as good as the top 4 because they're already like, not to say they're at their ceiling because like Bucky Irvin could get better. Like, there's ways to get better, but there's no clear weaknesses that can be fixed, and that's usually how you make that big leap. Is something that's a problem becomes not a problem. And maybe the Rams, if Jared First is like DPOY level this year, and those other young guys continue to make improvements,
Jeez. So,
and Matthew
big
Stafford
ass.
is healthy,
Yeah.
But yeah, 9 or 10 is probably the answer.
Okay, so on the other side of the coin too, who could like just completely tank and be outside of this top 10?
The Rams.
Rams and Texans.
Yeah, that's easy.
The Rams and Texans, because Stafford's back and the Texans O-line, if it is a problem and it doesn't get better and it's a problem, and the wide receiver, like Nico Collins, kind of injury prone, like the running
but
back's already hurt.
I can't. It's hard for me to see the Texans out of it just because their division sucks. So
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
they're gonna be in the playoffs.
They have-
Sure, but we're talking about like
Win
power
the Super
rankings. Like
Bowl.
who would be
Yeah,
in the top 10 of the power
yeah.
rankings?
Yeah.
We could look up by week 8 and the Texans are like 18th in our power rankings. That's possible. With
Jesus
just
Christ.
they just have weaknesses that could swing either way. We could also look up in their 5th. Like both are possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have big swing factors.
Facts.
Okay.
All right, cool. What does that mean for us now? What does that mean for our time?
It's some time that I can't remember.
I'm checking my watch.
having a brain
so,
fart,
like-
which I always happen.
I'm gonna call right now.
Ring, 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 ring.
Phone ain't working, but it's TikTok time.
We're on a TikTok time.
We move.
Welcome to TikTok time. Today we are once again going to begin with a draft. This time we're going to build a wide receiver draft with skills from only receivers currently in the league. So we did this with quarterbacks, and I think we did running backs as well already. Did we do running backs?
I think we did do running backs.
Bet. So we're finishing out the big 3. We're going to draft can't talk. We're going to draft wide receivers with speed, strength, hands, route running, and rack moves. Those are categories we went with. You guys know how this works. We're going to pick players' names until we build out these players and see who built the best demigod receiver.
Let's go.
Mo, where are we going with the first pick?
I hate that I have the first pick.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough because there's a clear-cut answer when it comes to so many of these. But what's the biggest strength by far?
That's the hard part.
that we've seen. Exactly. And I think right now, for me, in my mind, the biggest strength by far still remains to be speed. And I'm going to go ahead and select Tyreek Hill.
Fair enough. That's the most functional speed you can imagine. He knows that he does the most with the speed.
Yeah, one of the fastest guys on the planet.
Now this is hard.
Race him.
Never.
He won't race though.
Give me Justin Jefferson hands. Let me eliminate the best receiver.
Yeah.
I'm sad because now I know what I gave to Donovan and I don't
know.
like it. Fuck.
That's perfect. And that means that for route running, I'm taking Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
See, and now this sucks because I know that if I don't take it, then you're gonna take it. And so it's like, but you know what?
I don't know what you're talking about because there's 2 things I really want right now.
I know, but you know what?
I'll take either one.
I know. It's great. However, I ride for mine. I die for mine. Give me AJ Brown strength.
Have fun.
Oh.
Have fun with that. Yeah, have fun with that. Never mind.
You go for it.
I thought he was going to nerf us.
Yeah,
Have fun.
have fun. Give me Jamar Chase rack moves.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, give me the 2 best receivers, best qualities.
Yep, that sucks.
Wait till you see what I'm gonna do next. You sold.
Damn. All right. Fuck.
AJ Brown strength. Get
I
out
know.
of here.
You let your fan
Brolic.
drive you to fucking losing,
You are
bro.
Brolic.
Jeez. Okay. So I guess the next important things that I gotta select is route running, and I don't have hands either. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got shit. Damn, I'm in hell right now. All right. So you know what? Underrated pick for strength. Give me Drake London.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Strength, give me Drake London.
Good job. Good job.
I don't get to double up, right?
You do.
Oh, I get to double up?
Are you new here?
I'm one of God's favorites. Okay, hands and route running. I think for route running, I want to go ahead and give me CeeDee Lamb.
Fuck. I was really hoping you forgot about him.
Go ahead and CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Shit.
Donovan doesn't have speed yet. Give me Xavier Worthy speed. Give me the fastest guy in combine history.
He ain't doing nothing with that speed on the ball in his hands.
He is if he has Justin Jefferson hands.
Good job. For rack moves, give me Khalil Shakir.
Nice.
Fun.
Y'all scoff like he's not at the top of the league in yards.
No, he's good. He's good. He's cool.
That's literally all he does.
Josh Allen stat, but that's nice.
No, he's not. They don't give him the ball.
No, he's good. He's good. You're just building the third best receiver on this list. That's
They
fine.
say Shakir, here's the ball 1 yard away from the line of scrimmage. Go do something.
I guess so.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's all he does. So I will take Shakir. And
Okay.
then for hands,
I'm so glad I got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to think about it. For speed, give me Jalen Waddle.
Naturally. Yeah, these are the big three speeds that we're going to go. And I'm so glad I got this, which I guess I was always going to get it since you already picked Adams. Give me Lad McConkey route running.
Fuck.
Give me my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
He's probably the best in the league.
Hmm.
If he was 6 foot, if he had a big body, if he had a big body, you'd be like, holy shit.
Okay.
That's all he got is route running.
You know what? I need someone who's been in the game for a long time. Someone who knows how to use his hands the best. One of the best hands over the last, 10 years. Give me Mike Evans for hands.
Damn it. I was picking for strength. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then for
Whose
rack
hands?
moves,
Whose hands do I want?
go ahead and give me Malik Neighbors.
That's
That's very solid.
a smart pick. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good value. Good job. That's
All
nice.
right. I feel decent. I hate that you got Chase and Jefferson, but
I know. I'm like, who do I round this out with to just like have good enough strength? You know what I want for strength?
Go to hell. I know
Give me
what you're doing.
Debo Samuel strength.
Yeah.
just
That's
a brick
hilarious.
house. Just a brick house. That's all he got in strength.
Debo Samuels. Okay.
Give me that fucking. Give me those pecs. Right now, bouncing people off them.
Who do I want for hands?
Oh, you know, I should have picked DK Metcalf strength.
Yeah.
Honestly, Debo might be functionally stronger on the field than DK Metcalf.
He 100% is.
Yeah.
100% is.
Functionally stronger, yeah.
All right, so for hands, round it out.
Big DK.
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
It's like they all have good hands, but like whose is like.
I know. I'll get another top receiver. Just give me Nico Collins. Hands.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good pick.
Yeah.
You know who had the best contested catch rate against zone last year? Talking about that, which is a pretty good idea
Indicator.
for hands.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey.
So what's the next one? Right.
He's so good.
Damn.
That's all I
Nah,
got.
he's great.
That's all I got. Slater's dead. So for audio listeners, I have speed Xavier Worthy, strength Debo Samuel, hands Justin Jefferson, route running Lad McConkey, and rack moves Jamar Chase.
I got speed, Tyreek Hill, strength, Jake London. For hands, I got Tyreek. I said Tyreek, my bad. Mike Evans.
Tyreek Evans?
Yeah. I was like, whoa, man. Route running, I got CeeDee Lamb. And for rack moves, Malik Neighbors.
For speed, I have Jalen Waddle. For strength, I have AJ Brown. Hands, I have Nico Collins. Route running, Devontae Adams. And rack moves, Khalil Shakir.
Okay.
There is a polar bear.
Where does
dog.
Polar, where does Shakir rank?
This was watch
Where-
and feel. Y'all don't know what Shakir does.
Just in general, where does he
His
rank,
whole- his
rank
whole
in the NFL when it comes to wide receivers?
Wide receiver?
Yeah, just in general.
That's not the convo. It's rack moves.
Exactly.
No, I'm just curious.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just curious though.
He
No,
does,
he
he does one thing, and it's rack.
It is. You're right.
That's literally all he does.
So he's like top 60.
Yes.
Me personally, I would have picked like Amon Ra or like
Yeah.
JSN. I don't know. Puka.
I feel like I'm gonna ride it.
DJ Moore.
Bag this year, but you got it.
Shakir he's so shifty.
No, he is. I mean,
He's so-
he is.
He's so twitchy.
That is his thing, so it's not crazy. Okay.
Smart move.
Next thing we're going to do. I put together a list of some of my favorite NFL trash talk moments from over the years, and we're going to rate it from 1 to 10. So some of these are iconic, some of these are new. You rate from 1 to 10 and how good the trash talk is, how funny it is, how disrespectful it is, whatever it means to you.
Okay.
So
I'm letting you know this right now. I'm grading this on how much would this get into my head?
okay,
Really?
How
how
much would this affect me?
Yeah, how much would this throw me off my game? Fair enough. First off, we have I'm the best corner in the game. Don't ever try me with a sorry wide receiver like Crabtree. That's the result you're gonna get from Richard Sherman.
This Alex Crabtree?
Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. Gotcha.
Okay, mind you, he said it after the game, and he had already won. So I would
Front
be affected
runner.
for the entire summer.
Yeah.
So I'm going 10 out of 10
Yeah.
because you're trash talking me across generations now, right? Like now for 10 years, everybody remembers this moment. Michael Crabtree will not play football for
This is like
the
a
rest of his life.
career-defining trash talk moment. Like this is the Richard Sherman moment. This
Yeah.
it didn't put him on the map. He was already great, but like this put him in the public consciousness as that cornerback that talks shit.
When you think about Richard Sherman, this is one of the first three things that come to your mind. Probably the first thing that comes to
Oh, it's
to
number
your
one.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, it'll get in your head for sure. But man, it's not even funny because it's so true. It's like
It's just
you have to
split
sit
facts.
down and wall, just be like, damn, accept the fate. It is what it is, bro. He got it.
He did get those results. Facts are facts. And like, yeah, it's just like he's trash. I'm him. What the fuck are you thinking? Like,
Yeah.
it's real to the point.
Yeah.
It's great. It's not creative. It's simple. Are you insane? How did you try me like this? And like the moment on the TV, like seeing it, knowing it came after that pick, like
Yeah.
it's just great. This sets the benchmark for what
I
perfect
don't
trash
know.
talk is.
I don't know. I don't know if it's perfect because if it's perfect, I think you would get the room laughing too.
I
It's
mean,
not funny
This is
enough.
not nothing
like-
funny
but
at
like
all. This
everybody-
is irrefutable.
Mind you, they just won the NFC Championship game. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. And he's like, yo, this guy Crabtree, how disrespectful.
He got a game-winning play. The camera came to him, the sideline reporter. What are you feeling? How are you? You just won the game.
Wow.
And he took the moment to say, "This motherfucker is trash." Like, that's hilarious. I was in my room. I was like 14.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, Crabtree's a bitch." I was laughing. I'll tell you that.
That's funny.
He's at the TV. He's like, shake your dreads. Shake your dreads.
ladies. Next up, Cam Newton saying, "You've been watching film too, huh? That's cool. Watch this." And he immediately scores a TD.
Ooh, this is so tough.
Now this right here
This
is
is so
a
tough.
true 10 because he's not. Now Richard Sherman was not front running, but Cam Newton had a lot to lose on this line for this player right here, and he went ahead and did it.
This is the stuff like when you hear folk tales about players and they're like, he came up to you, told you what he was going to do, and then did it. And there was nothing that you could do about it. That's one of this moment. Like,
Yeah.
it really is like, you think you're smart, you're not. Like, like you think you've been watching film, you haven't. Like, we
Yeah.
got something
And it's
for
not even
you.
this saying you're not smart. He's like, you are smart, but I'm 6'5", 250, and I'm gonna jump over the line. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how smart you are.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't be stopped. I'm Superman, bitch.
And he didn't say this to Crabtree. He said this to the Clay Matthews, one of the guys of that era too.
That is true. He said to somebody that like deserves some respect.
Exactly.
And he said, McCaffrey, go handle my light work, man.
This is a real 10.
Yeah, I'm going 10 out of 10.
This is strong 10. And it's like, and you said that the Richard Sherman thing is always going to be remembered. This is going to be on like every Cam Newton edit forever. It's like definition of hype and aura moments.
He's so tough.
He's so
He's so
he's tough as fuck. Jalen Hurts can never. Next one, we got Aaron Rodgers saying, "Down years for me are career years for most quarterbacks."
Oh my God, this is a bar from hell. Damn, it's like, damn, this motherfucker's so cocky, but holy shit, he has everything to back it up to.
And this is before he went off the deep end. Everybody started hating him, so he still has some goodwill left. And it's like, he's spitting.
Yeah.
He is the best I've ever seen.
It is like, you know what? I hate you, but
Yeah.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is really like, people really only say this in rap songs. Like, that's really the only thing. It's like him and Jay-Z. It's
I was
like,
like, this is a Jay-Z bar.
Yeah.
Damn, you can't, this is again
And it's facts.
irrefutable
And it's
too.
facts.
That's
give
the
it-
worst thing about
But
it.
I'll give it a 9 because he's not saying it to any player in particular. So it can't be quite as disrespectful as when you tell somebody he sucks to her face. You're just talking to a camera. It's easy to be cocky and arrogant when you're on the Pat McAfee show. So I'll give it a 9.
that is true.
Okay.
But it is facts.
It is a bar.
It is facts.
It is a bar. Next up, we got Shannon Sharp saying, "Mr. President, call in the National Guard. We need as many men as you can because we are killing the Patriots."
10.
Yeah.
They're all 10s.
The delivery was sensational, bro.
Shannon Sharp is hilarious. Like that's the delivery points he gets
Yeah.
in this is hilarious. We're killing the Patriots.
It's such a like early 1990s style of joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it works,
It's
man.
like a pun, but it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's awesome. And then to have the phone actually pick it up, yeah, it's 10 out of 10.
We're seeing nothing but classics, man. What can I say? We're throwing out 10s left and right, but these are all hilarious.
We got to be more nitpicky, if you ask me.
These guys are talkers.
Yeah, listen, I had to represent Shannon Sharp in some way on this list. You can't make a trash talk list without Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
This to me is the funniest one, but there are some crazier ones. Next up, we got JJ Watt saying, "I've eaten burritos bigger than you."
Oh, he's calling him a bitch. Oh, no.
He said, "You are small." And he's talking to a 5'9" running back.
I know. He's talking to Ray Rice.
What's funny is he definitely gave this with like a white boy delivery.
100%.
I've eaten burritos bigger than you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like funny.
Which is why I'm going like 7.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
Eating bigger,
I've eaten burritos. Your thought goes to burritos.
Yeah. It's like, okay, dude. You got it.
All right, Chad.
Oh, man.
But it's solid though. It's like juvenile in a way that works with JJ Watt. If you told me that like if Micah Parsons said this, I'd be like, get out of here, you
This
cornball.
corny, yeah.
But like JJ Watt's like happy-go-lucky, goofy ass. Like this is funny from JJ Watt.
If it's him, he's being true to his core, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. He's not like you're a bitch. JJ Watt would never call someone a bitch, I don't think. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, maybe he has. But like doesn't fit the character as much on my eye. But him calling you a burrito, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Why a burrito too? He could have called you anything in the world, bro.
Yeah, it's like
you
Klay
said you're a
Thompson being
burrito.
like, holy moly. Like
Yeah.
it just works.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're just a silly, goofy guy, and we love you for it. You're also insane on the field. Shannon Sharp once again saying to Derek Thomas's girlfriend, "Oh no, I said this one wrong because there's no quote here." One time during the game, Shannon Sharp recited Derek Thomas's girlfriend's phone number to him on the field.
Mind you, this is
Now this will send
this
you
is
over
12
the
out of
hill.
10.
This is crazy.
Forget the game. I'm killing somebody.
Yeah, nah,
I'm going
man.
to jail tonight. Like
One, hilarious. He knows his girlfriend's phone number. In the 90s, he memorized it and said it on the field. Crazy.
Brother, that will send any man spiraling, bro. Because you're not only trying to focus on the game, you're also like, bro, why would you say something like that? And then like you're thinking about your relationship.
Why does
and
he
how
know?
true it is. Like, why do you know this number off the top of your head? How did you get
Exactly.
this contact information?
You knew it long enough to
Spiraling.
memorize it? You didn't just find out right now. You've been knew her phone number.
I'm going to the ref and I'm saying, ref, get your flag ready. I'm getting 15 yards on this play. Just go ahead and throw it.
I might get a suspension while we're at it. Man down.
No, I can't. I can't go out like this.
And also, too,
I'm getting riled up right now. Like, what's going on?
What, this is
Why would
also
you do
a
this?
12 too, because what are you supposed to say back? What is your comeback to this? There is none.
You just
You come back as you find your pocket, you pull out that fucking knife.
Yeah.
You come back as violence. That's what it is.
Nah, it's
Man.
a wild boy.
I don't know the outcome of this game. Was Shannon Sharp winning too?
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but like,
I don't know.
if he was,
It doesn't matter.
Like-
Win, lose, draw, you won
I
this
know.
battle.
but like if you're winning, maybe he's like scoreboard or something. But if you're losing the game and girlfriend's like that must send like such shock into your eye, like it triggers your spider sense because he's just talking. Shannon Sharp does that,
Yeah.
whatever, and then he's like 812-319-7780. You're like, to that meme, you're like, the wide zoom.
Yeah.
By the fifth number, you're like, wait, what? Hold up, hold up.
You can't play well after that. Your equilibrium has to be destroyed
Oh,
just by
man.
sheer shock.
I'd hate you for life.
Absolutely, bro.
Next up, we got Jalen Ramsey saying, "I think Josh Allen is trash. I don't care. Anybody says he's trash and it's going to show too. That's a stupid draft pick to me." He said this in GQ magazine in 2018 after the draft.
Again, take a point off because you didn't say it to anybody specifically.
Yeah.
He
However,
said to a reporter.
However, give that point back because this is bold. This is bold. To call somebody just outright trash is like, all right, I guess like if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel.
This is a 0 out of 10. It just aged horribly because it's not true. And it's like, why are you going to GQ magazine in 2018 and you're just like, yeah, this rookie buns. Like, why is he doing this? I don't think Josh Allen said anything to
Did they
him.
play each other the year prior?
No, this is before Josh Allen played a game. This is after the draft.
This is a 0 for
Oh,
me.
then you know why he said it.
Because he was like, wait, why?
Because you got
You're right. The narrative at the time was like, this guy sucks. He's only drafted because he's a prototypical white quarterback.
Yeah,
So he was
then
like,
that's why.
and that's even funnier because that was like a TV narrative, and Jalen Ramsey was like, yeah, I think he does suck. Like, why are you, Jalen Ramsey, NFL star, giving a fuck about that?
this is not good trash talk at all. Like if he backed it up with claims that or with like stats or whatever from Wyoming,
That'd be funnier.
That'd be
crazy.
funnier
That'd
for
be
sure.
ridiculous if he was like his yards per attempt at Wyoming was
Exactly.
30th percentile.
exactly.
That'd be worse.
This is why it's not a 0. I'll give it a 2 because it is super bold at that time.
It is bold. So it's a weird fight to pick at a weird time to pick it, but it is like
Again,
He's
if
owning
you
it.
feel that way, go ahead.
true.
You have somebody like GQ went to you, was like, hey, we want to talk to you. And he's like, do I have stuff to say?
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Maybe it's a 2. You say, you know this guy Josh Allen? Hate him.
Yeah.
Buckets.
So I can't wait to play him.
I'm gonna beat his ass. Okay. Next up, we have Travis Kelce saying the ref shouldn't be able to work at fucking Foot Locker after they lost the game because a ref wiped away a 2-point conversion with the penalty.
Man.
Okay, I need to go back and see this play. Because if he's right, then like
It was a controversial call. It could have gone either way.
Regardless of the matter, I think one singular play doesn't write the entire story of a game. But
I'll
you
go,
sound like a
7
sore
out of 10.
loser. Nah,
Actually,
you
nah,
can't.
6. I'll
Foot
go
Locker?
6.
Have you ever tried to apply to Foot
I'll
Locker
go 6.
before?
I mean, calling a ref somebody that like works at Foot Locker, calling them like a zebra, like it's very low hanging fruit because of the uniform. Like I get it, but and so like
How much do you respect ref slander in general principle? How much do you respect saying this ref fucking sucks?
I do. You should be good at your job, just like Travis Kelce should be good at his job.
that's also true.
If you respect ref slander, this is kind of funny.
I don't. Again, I'll go 6 out of 10 because like I don't think it's like an amazing thing. He's clearly just upset.
Yeah.
But you went after him. It's fine. 6 out of 10. It's okay.
Okay, standard trash talk.
There's layers to trash talk, and he is like surface level, if you ask me, when it comes to this.
Yeah.
You didn't say his wife's phone number. That's the problem.
No, I do that, man.
Where's the foul play, Travis?
That's outrageous.
Next up, get your popcorn ready from Terrell Owens. Famous line.
This is
I think okay.
It's more
So
of a famous bar than trash talk.
this specific line is not amazing. The fact that like
what's the history that follows this?
because he scores and like gets a bag of popcorn, like throws it in his face.
He says
and
before a
something
game,
like
he's
that.
basically telling him, like, get your popcorn ready. I'm
Yeah,
going to be
and,
scoring
like,
touchdowns. I'm
dump
going to shit on you.
Yeah. And so I think like having that with the moment of pouring popcorn in your face, it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's like preemptively telling you, like, you know my moves. I'm going to do my moves.
Yeah.
And you're not going to stop it. And they never could. So
Get
he's
your
calling his shot.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
It's pretty cool. It's not the most disrespectful thing, but it's kind of cool because
It's
it
an
just
aura
works.
moment. Yeah. It's
It's an aura hype
for sure.
moment for sure.
Yeah.
But also, it's also just like very standard because anybody going into a game is gonna feel confident. So like anybody's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna score on you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So it's not creative. I think the backing it up is obviously the more important
It's
part.
more
of it.
respectable than it is disrespectful or creative.
Yeah.
But this is just regular like, oh, a wide receiver says he's gonna make a play. Wow.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. They all say so.
yeah.
Rex doesn't have on colors for any. Wait, I forgot. This is after Baker Mayfield was called overrated by Rex Ryan on TV, and he said Rex doesn't have on any colors for a reason, saying your ass is unemployed and you deserve it.
I like that. I like that from Baker. Let him know. You haven't worked for years.
And you want it, and you'd like to work too.
Yeah.
You're not retired. You are jobless.
That's the point that's the most embarrassing right now.
If it were up to you, you would not be on this TV right now. That's pretty funny.
That
He
is.
said, speak indeed.
But how do you feel that Rex Ryan said you're overrated, and he's like, the unemployed bum? What do I feel about him? Who gives a fuck? Like, that's so Baker Mayfield. This is a 10 out of 10.
And man, when was this? What year was this?
Oh, this is when he's on the Browns. So I forget the exact year, but this is Browns era.
Okay.
Mm.
Browns era.
This is like year 1 or 2.
He could have been more disrespectful.
But that's the thing. He could have been. He didn't have to be.
He showed discretion.
All he had to do was
he
state
kept this-
facts, and
yeah.
that stings harder than any joke he could have made. There's low hanging fruit to make fun of Rex Ryan. He could have took. It's way funnier to say you're unemployed. We've heard other jokes before. This is much funnier.
Oh man.
Sometimes all you gotta do is state the reality, and the reality hurts.
That is the worst type of trash talk to face.
You can't
It's
say
like
shit
it's
about
not
it.
even funny. You can't get distracted by any laughs or chuckles or nothing like that. Like you're just looking at the
Yeah.
actuality of the situation.
Rex went home and called his agent and was like, you give me a job tomorrow. I need to be a DC, anything. Give me some type of just advisor, please.
They're volunteer analyst. Next up, we got Baker Mayfield once again talking shit during his rookie year when a Jets player was calling him overrated, talking shit to him. He said, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
This always
It's
works.
hilarious when people
This
say this,
always
yeah.
works.
You're number 1 pick. People think you're overrated. People think you suck. Somebody's yawning at you, and you're, who are you?
You have no motion.
What's your jersey number?
What's your signing bonus? And like that only works if you back it up and it goes well. And there were some years where this Jets player probably had the upper hand on Baker Mayfield career-wise, but Baker Mayfield put the long game when he won.
This is what I need every Browns quarterback to follow in this.
Yeah. I pray to God Shador never says this. Actually, he did say this to that player that left the college and said Dion wasn't running a good program, didn't give a chance.
He's like, bro, I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know bro's name. I hope he never says that again. That would not be a good look. But listen, man, Baker, you got it off.
Shador, you can do it. But I'll go 8 out of 10. This always has to hurt.
Low-hanging fruit that if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Aqib Talib saying, after he pulled off Michael Crabtree's chains in a game, he said, I said, if he wears that chain in front of me, I'm going to snatch it off. And then he did it.
10 out of 10.
He backed it up.
This is 10 out of 10. Also,
we're running a train on Michael Crabtree.
Dude, Michael Crabtree, what do you be saying to these people, man?
Apparently, he's just like the worst player ever to play against. Everybody hates him.
To say, listen, once again, calling your shot, telling another grown man, I'm going to take that chain off of your neck.
That's crazy.
Because this is when Crabtree was on the Raiders. He was wearing that chain every week. People weren't doing that super often. It's not like now when like Justin Jefferson wears so many diamonds out there. Like it's different. Back then, wearing that gold chain was like, this guy's showboating. Who do you think he is? And he said, do that against me. It's gone.
He said, I'm snatching your chain.
And he did. They fought. He yanked that shit off.
The idea of like the proverbial, I snatched your chain. Like that's one thing. To literally take that off of somebody's neck is like, oh, wow.
And you know what else?
You're his father now. Like
you just lost the strike.
That's literally it.
You know what's crazy? Michael Crabtree didn't do a thing in the league after this. Did he end Michael Crabtree's career?
I fear this is a 10.
I don't know. It's probably a 10.
This is a 10. Next up, we got Steve Smith to Aqib Talib after beating him one-on-one. Ice up, son. Ice up, son. Famous moment. I can't deliver it the same way he did, so I don't do it justice. But famous shit talk from Steve Smith.
Steve Smith is hilarious because every word he says has so much gumption.
Yeah.
It's great. It's not like 10 out of 10, but it's funnier than it is good trash talk.
Yeah, because Aqib Talib was like a star corner, at his top of his position. And Steve Smith, 5'9", chip on his shoulder, never the guy you think is to go out there and cook people. Did it his whole career. And he's like, keep the fuck up. Like, people were probably saying before the game, I don't remember, I wasn't around for the discourse. I bet before the game, the analyst on TV, like, can Steve Smith hold his own against the vaunted young corner Aqib Talib? And he comes out here and he cooks him.
We need to do, we just need to rate Steve Smith moments.
There's a lot.
He has some good moments.
He has a ton. We'll eventually do a video of just his bars. I picked this one because a lot of them aren't like shit talk per se.
Yeah.
They're just like bigging himself up.
Yeah.
He's his own biggest fan in the best way. But we'll definitely do a best Steve Smith quotes.
Please.
What do you guys want to rate this?
I'll go like 7 out of 10.
Yeah, solid 7.
Okay.
It's cool.
And that's the last one.
Nice.
Some good trash talk moments.
Shannon Sharp, you're a crazy man, bro. I didn't even know that moment existed. That's insane.
I know. That was hilarious.
That's insane.
I wish we had like the NFL Films audio of it.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. They probably wouldn't put that out though. Next thing we're going to do, let's revisit the 2024 NFL Draft and grade every top 10 pick after 1 year.
Okay, so in this section here too, you guys are going to see the following few picks, and that's just in that same exact position drafted around them as well, or after them as well. So I'm interested in seeing where you guys believe this play or how this pick has panned out after a year or so.
Yeah. So it's basically just like, has it aged well? Would they make the same pick again? What's the general vibe around this pick? Where are they trending? Because obviously it's only 1 year, but it's like, well, how are we feeling it's the trajectory of this pick?
Yeah, again, heavy on it's just 1 year. Caleb Williams.
Number 1 overall. I guess I'll grade it like an A-.
That stupid big patch, man. That thing is so big.
Yeah, no. I'll grade it an A-. I still think it's the right pick. I don't feel any type of way about Caleb that they should like regret it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say Jaden Daniels is better year 1, you can project he'll continue to be better, that maybe they made a mistake by not picking Jaden, I won't give it A+ or anything. Yeah. But I still feel like Caleb Williams is going to be a star. I don't feel any bad way to it.
Yeah, this is definitely an incomplete just because as soon as you drafted him, guess what? Coach is fired the same year. So you have no idea what you honestly have in Caleb Williams. Now, if you have a similar season this year as you did last year, then we have a problem. But last year, we're gonna charge it to the game. We're just gonna say, hey, that's on Eberflus, that's on them, and keep it moving.
Shane Waldron, when I catch you, it's but I think Ben Johnson's gonna save him, and I have all the faith in the world in Caleb is still gonna be a star. I still think he has top 10 quarterback ceiling. I'm not panicking whatsoever.
Yeah.
So A- to leave a little bit of room.
Okay. Jaden Daniels.
Gotta be an A+.
plus naturally.
You change these people's lives.
Yeah, you save jobs potentially. You're changing this team. You altered their timeline immediately. Nobody expected the Commanders to be in the goddamn championship game. That was like, I'm sure the betting odds were outrageous.
Yeah, and it's like for a new ownership to come in and then you get a new quarterback, you kicked off the new era of the Washington football team in the best way possible. That now, for the first time, Commanders fans actually have hope. Like, they haven't had hope in 10 years, I guess, since RG3. And then even before that, it's been so long. They can actually look other NFL fans in the face and say, my team is pretty solid.
You know how hard it is to be a consensus top 10 quarterback in year one?
That's ridiculous.
Not only were you great in year one, you were great in ways that we think is not a fluke, will continue, is mature. Like, you were great because your accuracy, not just because you were athletic and ran around a lot. Like, that's incredibly impressive from a player that had he had a lot of doubts as a prospect. Like, people really doubted his ability to be an effective pocket passer for numerous reasons. I have no doubts anymore.
Yeah, A+.
This could be the best pick here. Probably is.
Yeah, I mean, it's number 2, so it's pretty fucking high. But yeah, a top 10 QB is the most valuable thing you could have in the entire NFL, and they found it.
Okay. Drake May.
I go like C+, B- right now. It's a little bit still like incomplete where like I still need to see, like, you feel good about the direction that you're going. But last year was also a dumpster fire of a year.
No, but he looked great within that dumpster fire. And I think if they wanted a quarterback and they needed one to transition to, I don't feel like they should have waited a year and picked anybody else in this next draft class. Like, I'd rather have Drake May than Cam Ward, rather have Drake May than Shador, rather have Drake May than Shuck, than everybody else. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted a QB, this is the best one available. A still.
Would you guys grade Caleb Williams?
A-.
Okay, yeah. So he deserves a grade.
Yeah, I think all three quarterbacks I still feel great about. I still feel like all three will be stars. So I'm giving 3 A's.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave Caleb an incomplete. I think Drake played a little bit better than he did, but so that's why I'm going B+.
Yeah, okay.
I'm grading Drake May on a curve because, like, obviously he wasn't like super hyper efficient, but like for the standards he had to have league average efficiency in a lot of passing metrics, that's a resounding victory when you're playing with that bullshit roster last year and bullshit coaching staff last year.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if we don't see like a legit like top 20 quarterback this year.
Damn. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Here's where the debate starts. Here's where the grade might change. So we are Marvin Harrison apologists. We think it's not his fault. He'll be better. Kyler needs to get him the ball. Petsy needs to use him in more creative ways. I do still feel like Malik Neighbors is going to be better forever. And I probably feel like Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be better forever.
When you don't have... Listen, when you thought that you were getting the generational wide receiver that was instantly going to come in and change absolutely everything. Mind you, like we said, everything may not be his fault. But the other two guys...
Yeah.
They look special. He does not look special in the same ways that Neighbors and BTJ do. So for right now, I'm going like B-.
Yeah, I was going to say C because I think Neighbors is clearly I think Neighbors will have been the right choice. Mm-hmm. But I do still think Marvin Harrison will be very good. I don't know if it'll be this year because, again, major concerns with him and Kyler's ability, major concerns with how Drew Petzing is choosing to use him, not moving him around, not motioning him, not getting creative with it. So I don't think it's his fault that he won't be super productive if he's not. But by nature of Neighbors probably should have been the pick. I'll go C+.
Damn. That's fair. Yeah, because Neighbors is disgusting.
Just special.
Yeah.
And you can tell me Marvin Harrison keeps up with Brian Thomas Jr., who I also love. But like, if you tell me that we look up in a few years and they're both top 10 receivers, okay, Neighbors could be number 1 day. I think Neighbors has truly that level of special talent.
Yeah.
Anytime Neighbors like just gets the ball in his hands, you're like, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
It's about to go down.
And I think he wasn't even in a good situation last year at all.
No.
He was catching balls from Daniel Jones, and he made his own situation because his abilities rack-wise are that special.
They force-fed him the ball. He's one of the twitchiest receivers in the league. It's crazy.
But just know it's not Marvin Harrison Jr.'s fault.
Okay.
Never will be.
Next player, Joe Alt.
Hey, if you can draft a great offensive lineman, shout out to you.
Yeah. It was a debate between him and Neighbors. A lot of fans wanted to get the wide receiver route to give Herbert some help. It was a toss-up. I wanted Neighbors, but by the simple fact that now we know Slater blew out his knee, and now we have another franchise left tackle that can slide in. Thank God we didn't pick Malik Neighbors. Thank God we picked Joe Alt.
A+.
Yeah.
Has to be an A+.
Shout out you, Harbaugh. I believe in your vision now out of necessity.
I mean, listen. If you had Neighbors, you could have been like the 2021 Bengals. You could have made the Super Bowl, no O-line, but you got Burrow, you got Chase.
And where is that taking them right now?
I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, great. Now make it back. I don't feel good about the direction because they don't have the protection. Took a long time.
They might do it.
Thank God Joe Alt can defend Justin Herbert's blindside this year.
Yeah, it's A+.
You ask Harbaugh, he thinks Joe Alt is gold jacket waiting in the future. You're going to be that generational prospect.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what? If he makes that leap in year 2, I won't be shocked.
Okay. Malik Neighbors.
A+. This is the best receiver out of the bunch. This is the correct pick. The fact that you can get him at the second wide receiver taken.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the Giants needed.
Yeah, I bet they were going to take whoever fell to them here between Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, and Joe Alt. They happened to get maybe the best player. Maybe the best one fell to them.
What do you think his ceiling is in the NFL?
Jamar Chase.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, I mean, Jamar Chase is amazing, but like right behind those guys. Like,
So he can, for you believe he'll be eventually like a top 3 receiver.
top 5. I mean, those guys are going to be in the league for a while, so
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily, but like I think he'll be in tier 1. Like
Mhm.
he has the same type of give him a ball on a screen, give him a ball on a drag in the short area. He can take it to the house like Jamar Chase. He's not a slouch as a vertical route runner. He can attack for the middle of the field and make possession catches over contact. Like he is a full package route runner. It's just we're going to see if maybe like last year was like a little bit of a volume merchant necessarily because he got a ton of passes. So
Yeah.
maybe that makes me get ahead of myself a little bit because he was fed the ball so much. But I see no flaw to point out to say he can't be tier 1.
If you listen to Jameis Winston thinks that he might be the best player in the league. Like the
That's
way
great,
the
yeah.
way he talks about him and his preparation and his maturity and how much he just like wants to get better. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a tier 1 receiver. I think top 3 is definitely like in the cards for him.
Yeah, I won't say like Jamar Chase like seriously because that's a Hall of Fame talent.
That's triple crown winner.
Yeah. Jamar Chase is the best version of this archetype of receiver, like one of the best ever we've seen in our lifetime as fans. So that's a high bar, but like there's similar player type and he can be right behind him.
Just another LSU receiver doing LSU receiver thing.
That's what they do. But yeah, no reason to have any regret here.
JC Latham.
Solid. Yeah, it's a B. It's a good pick. They're moving him to across the field, so he wasn't like a star in year 1, so I'm not going to give it an A. But next year they got their quarterback. Now they have a tackle to block for him long term. That's super helpful. Solid B.
Yeah, I go like B minus C just because like you're still like you're moving him around. You would want him to be as great as Alt, but like also that's just like a very very high bar. But there is still some improvement there that needs to be made. Hopefully, him moving around the line this year is like exactly what he needs, and he can get back to more of like a natural playing style. But I'll say like C plus.
Yeah, the tackle's taken after him. You don't necessarily be like, oh, I wish we had Fuaga, wish we had Mims. Like, JC Latham was a fine pick if you want to tackle. Maybe they could have picked like a Brock Bowers or a different position, but with Cam Ward coming in, I think you feel great about bolstering those trenches.
Okay. That makes sense. Michael Penix Jr.
So this was like clown when it happened because we were like, are you guys dumb as fuck? You just signed you just got Kirk Cousins for all that money and now you drafted a quarterback? And then like 6 months later, it's like, damn, Kirk sucks. Thank God we got Penix. So it aged better than it was on draft night.
The optics of it still don't make sense, but it ended up working out, or it might work out.
Hey, sometimes all you need to be is lucky.
Yeah.
Not smart, just lucky. And we don't know if he's good yet. It's only been 3 games. I don't think he's trash. So they need a quarterback badly. Kirk Cousins didn't work out. Now they have what I think will at least be an average starting quarterback. That's a win.
So you're going what?
B?
Okay.
It can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can't be A because we don't know if he's good yet, and it's a top 10 pick. So like, he could be a bottom 10 starter. We don't know. But practice wise, they need a quarterback. If they didn't have him, what the fuck would they have done? Got Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. Okay, so like night of, I was like, yeah, that's an F. I'm going D plus right now.
Damn, you think he's bad?
Just because like
You think it's because of him or like the actual how it happened?
everything? Because like even if you do sign like Kirk Cousins in that moment, you're like, obviously now it looks better than what it did. But like even in that moment, you just gave Kirk Cousins all this money. Why would you go ahead and do it? Like for them moving forward, they probably should have drafted maybe somebody else or traded out of it. But you are happy that you got it. We also don't know if he is solid. He is an older prospect. He did have some a couple like injury concerns because he did get hurt a lot in college. So it's still very much incomplete. So right now I'm going D plus, but it can rise up obviously very quickly.
Yeah, I think we don't know if he's accurate yet between the numbers. We don't know if he can beat over the middle of the passer that has the accuracy and precision to complete enough passes consistently to drive high level offense. But we do know he will be a really effective outside the numbers deep ball thrower like he was in college. I think that translated immediately. I anticipate he'll have a great connection with Drake London, with Mooney, especially on those deep balls. TBD on if he can run the quick game at a high enough level, if he can identify coverages at the line, if he would be trusted to make audibles at the line like older quarterbacks do. All of that is still a question mark, but we're grading 1 year later. It's what we know. I think there's more good to hope for than bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen.
So C plus.
Yeah. Yeah, C plus.
Because like they need a quarterback. It worked out. Would you rather them taking Bo Nix?
Maybe. Who knows?
I guess.
I mean,
who knows?
Just mad old quarterback.
Yeah, like I guess like a JJ McCarthy.
Nah.
To each their own. Like I don't know. None of those guys are clear enough going to be for sure this much better than Michael Penix to me say you need to regret it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. Rome Odunze.
I love Rome.
I
love the idea of Rome.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be better.
Let's see.
No, we've seen.
Let's see. Let's see.
You seen enough already?
It's not even about Rome. Brian Thomas is just special. Like
Okay.
I'm not even out on Rome. Rome could be like significantly better than we saw his rookie year and live closer to the prospect that he was thought to be going top 10 for a reason.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. clearly should have gone top 10. Like
That is true. Once again, anybody who was on the Bears last year, incomplete.
True, fair
Yeah.
enough. Chalk it up.
Okay.
That is the element of it. And man,
Because
Brian Thomas Jr. was on the Jags.
I know. Listen,
It's like neighbors. Like their situation wasn't great, and they still showed their superstars. And sometimes as a rookie, there's guys that needed some time, like a JSN, need time to continue to move up and have a year 2 or 3 breakout.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just know that this guy is special, and that's what Brian Thomas is. I don't know if that is Rome.
you do, but all the other guys, they at least had a quarterback who had played in the league. They said rookie to rookie, and now it's like everything is just still so up in the air, and just grading it solely on like how good is Rome going to be. That's still incomplete. I still have no idea.
Okay, so I'll give it a C. But Rome's story is not done. We're not out on him, but Brian Thomas is clearly better. I think in the moment there was a debate: should they pick Brock Bowers? That's still a debate. I mean, they got Loveland a year later, who's going to be amazing.
That would have been crazy.
But like they could have had Brock Bowers and then use that top 10 pick somewhere else to bolster the trenches or whatever. So I'll go C. I'd rather have Brian Thomas. I'd rather have Bowers.
Yeah, it sounds like you're being a little bit too nice. And if you were the Bears GM last year, you would definitely redo this pick.
I don't know.
I don't believe that.
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't believe that.
Maybe. I might believe it.
JJ McCarthy.
This one's a hard one to gauge because he hasn't played at all.
Yeah.
But you know what? B plus.
Based off what?
You knew that you didn't want to pay Sam Darnold his money.
Mm-hmm.
You had an opportunity, and you went and you took it. And so I am okay with this.
Yeah, and I trust their evaluation process. If Kevin O'Connell said that's my guy who will execute my scheme well, I have no reason to doubt him.
Yeah,
If he still feels that way, go for it.
And going into last year, you knew that like McCarthy wasn't like Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb. He's not a guy that you wanted to start year 1. So what do? You still take the quarterback high, and you know that, hey, Sam Darnold is going to be our bridge quarterback. You're going to give this guy who needs time to develop, time to actually sit down and develop. It just sucks that he got hurt.
Yeah.
But like they were trying to put him in the best situation. And if he sat out this last year and we're going into year 2 of McCarthy and he's healthy and he's been in the system playing and all that stuff, I really like that. And so their intention in taking McCarthy, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, this one's like the definition of incomplete because we literally haven't seen him play.
Mhm.
But if you like the process in the moment, there's no reason to doubt it now. There's optimism that we saw. I guess we saw a less than ideal quarterback situation last year play out well with Kevin O'Connell leading it. You tell yourself this guy's just a QB whisperer. He can fix anybody. He can get the most of anybody. So even more reason to believe that he can do it again with JJ.
Yeah.
So shout out process. We'll see if the results follow.
Okay.
And that's the last one in this. That's all 10 picks.
Perfect.
Pretty good top 10, honestly.
No defensive players.
No defensive players. Less misses than most years, though, at least so far. We'll see what these. Honestly, 9 and 10, who the fuck knows if they're misses or not between Penix and JJ McCarthy. But after the top 7 is
8, 9, 10 between Rome, Penix, McCarthy. Yeah.
Those could be misses, but I feel good about Rome. I bet the QBs will be a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to suck. One of them probably will. One of them will be good. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go across every single NFL division and rank the top 5 wide receivers in it. Last week we ranked the quarterbacks in every division 1 through 4. Now we're moving to their pass catchers.
Okay.
So it's basically every team's top receiver, and then one team has to double up. Or maybe some teams won't be represented at all. We'll see. So first off, let's start with the AFC West. Who is the best wide receiver in this division?
I mean, it's clear.
It's Lad.
It's that boy Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
McConkey is so funny. Like that's
What
such
a
a funny
last
name.
Yeah, but no, he is wide receiver 1.
Has to be. 2 is where the debate is, and to me, it's between Rashee Rice or Cortland Sutton. That's close. They're so different. One is the throw them underneath, make yards after the catch with Mahomes, who's amazing at setting that up. One is the up the sideline deep ball guy in Sutton. It's really to each their own what you value more.
And I think I'll go with Sutton because I like Sutton's hands more. I like his contested catches. I'll go Sutton at 2. And also he's just been doing it for a long time. He's just very consistent.
I agree with you. But it also is easy to say that considering the absence. That's
Rashid Rice didn't play last year.
We're not seeing Rashid too.
The first month he was insanely productive.
He's not going to play a lot this year either.
Yeah. No,
Wait, is it official?
No, but I mean, he's going to get
suspension is looming.
Yeah,
he's going to get suspended.
Dude, okay, that's listed. That's crazy. All right.
We did our wide receiver tier list. I think we put Rashid ahead of him, but like that was such a hard debate that like you ask me any day, I'll flip on who I like between those two.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go Sutton 2, Rashid 3.
Here's the gap.
Now we go between Jacoby Myers, Xavier Worthy, year 2 leap, old man Keenan Allen. We can pick 2 of the 3.
Xavier Worthy.
You think he's going to take a leap this year that makes him more valuable than Jacoby Myers? Jacoby Myers is nice. Jacoby Myers is legit contested catch guy, can run up the sideline, make plays. As your number 2 receiver, I would love to have Jacoby Myers.
No, he's great. Xavier Worthy's good. He's like that. And I really, really do believe in the year 2 leap, especially because Rice is going to be out. There's, at least to start the year, well, we'll see because, whatever the situation is like he might play in week 5, whatever. But whenever Rashid Rice is not on the field, Xavier Worthy can go back to being wide receiver 1. And as the season was going along last year, you saw him get more and more comfortable with Mahomes in that system. I like one, the way that he's able to be used and what he can provide for an offense.
Yeah.
I'm going Worthy.
Is he better or does he play with Patrick Mahomes?
It's maybe the latter of that question.
If Jacoby Myers played with Patrick Mahomes, I think it would be a very different conversation.
Hey, man. I don't control that.
I think I'm going to go Jacoby 4, Xavier Worthy 5, and say Keenan Allen. I appreciate you. You're my GOAT, but time's up.
Nah, bro. Go Worthy. We got to take Worthy.
I don't think we do, but whatever.
We got to take Worthy.
I'm pretty sure Jacoby's better. But that could change this year, and it could be completely different.
Okay.
Next up.
Believe in the youth.
We got the AFC East. So number 1, we're still going Tyreek Hill.
Naturally.
I mean, maybe the fall off is coming for like locker room reasons. You don't want him on your team.
Mm-hmm.
He's still better than Garrett Wilson. He's still better than Jalen Waddle. He's the best player here.
Yeah.
He can take it. He can take
listen, bad guy, but he's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, is it Garrett Wilson for sure?
Stephon Diggs still got some time on him.
Man, I'm not hearing post ACL Stephon Diggs.
Listen, man, preseason moved me. What can I say? Trady can't move me.
Stop
what can I say?
Both videos moved you.
No, listen.
Met Gala moved you. Instagram pictures moved you.
With their QB spots, he might have more yards in the year.
That's crazy. Oh, man.
I'm going Garrett Wilson too. For sure, Garrett Wilson's too.
That boy got hands. We'll be catching.
He be catching. Oh, man. The delayed hands? What are we talking about?
Hey, I'm still going Jalen Waddle over this. I'm going Jalen Waddle over Diggs, personally.
See, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Stephon Diggs.
Let's do it.
Wow.
Fine.
Just because, Stephon Diggs is aging out of it to me.
Yeah.
He wasn't as explosive last year. He's still good. Can still do some underneath stuff. He's not like incapable. Mm-hmm. He's old and coming off an ACL tear when he already looked like he lost a step last year. I just can't imagine I'd rather have that if I'm redrafting a team than Waddle, who is like, Waddle's such a victim of a situation. Waddle is still extremely good. He hasn't gotten worse at football. The situation has just completely crumbled for the Dolphins. They can't feed him the ball the way they used to. But like swap him on to put him with Drake May. He could be their wide receiver 1 quite easily.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and argue because also I've been saying the same thing.
Yeah. Waddle is such a victim, man. Not his fault. Do we go Diggs or Shakir for number 4?
Go Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs at 4.
Yeah, look, you have faith there's one more year left in him?
Yeah, but I also like receivers who can run 10-yard digs.
Damn.
and right now, Shakir is not doing that. Okay. So I'll take Diggs.
Yeah, Shakir is like a great role player for what he does as the underneath guy that can make yards after catch, but just too limited. And, I think this could age poorly. I think we could look up and Diggs is just like cooked. But there's a world where he's not and he still has a little bit of juice
I
left.
still got it for one more year.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't know if I'll get it last year, but we'll give it to him. We got the AFC South.
Nico Collins, that's 1.
Clearly.
Tier above in his own.
And Brian Thomas Jr., tier of his own, number 2.
Well, really, Nico Collins is 1 and 2. And then it's Brian Thomas Jr. at 3.
Brian Thomas is 2. Do we want to project with Travis Hunter? Because low-key, Travis Hunter's probably going to be number 3.
Stop it. I have no idea.
3.
Stop it.
I feel it will be shocking if Travis Hunter is not number 3 by halfway through the season.
He is the most impossible player to talk about without seeing anything.
Really? I feel like as a receiver, it's not that hard to project what he's going to be.
I don't know what it's going to look like.
I am certain it's going to be better than Josh Downs and Calvin Ridley. I am certain he'll be number 3.
You know what? I'll take him over Calvin Ridley.
Really?
I'll take him over Ridley.
Ridley's better than Josh Downs. I mean, that's close. I mean, it's very different players. One, it's the opposite. One runs straight every time, deep threat. One's underneath slot specialist. Are very different.
Fuck, we put Travis 3 then.
I'll be shocked if Travis Hunter isn't better than Josh Downs.
But basically,
I don't know, man.
But
Playing
we can
both
all
sides
agree.
takes a lot.
But we can all agree. Michael Pittman is not on this list.
No, he's not. I put him there because some people will debate that Josh Downs. If Travis Hunter is not better than Josh Downs as a wide receiver, this is the worst draft pick of the year. Like, he has to be better. I'll be shocked if he's not better.
Put him at 3.
Like,
it's fine.
I know we haven't seen him play. It's risky. I will eat that risk.
And then I'll take Josh Downs and then Calvin Ridley.
Okay, that's hard, but listen, you gave me Hunter, I'll give you Josh Downs. You love a small wide receiver. You really do. You love tiny wide receivers.
Bro, Josh Downs is nice.
He's good. He's good. Great route
nice.
runner, technician underneath. He is like discount Lad McConkey.
Who
They're
else
very similar.
Who else would you?
You love Lad, you love Shakir, you love Downs. I got to think of more, but you love some small wide receivers. Maybe you just happen to have him in fantasy, so you love him. Maybe it just happens to break that way, but you love a small slot specialist.
I'm starting to notice something.
I picked Shakira. What, like 2? Really, what happened was I saw Brett Coleman did a video, and he was like, "Yo, get on this Khalil Shakir wave." And so I picked him up, and then I was like, "Yo, look at Brett. Know what he's talking about, man. I have a starting wide receiver now. I like you."
Brett is good for everything except QB evaluations.
Love Brett.
AFC North.
It's my GOAT.
Okay.
Jamar Chase won.
Clearly. And low-key,
T. Higgins too.
Oh, very easy.
I think you could argue that if Zay Flowers was on a high passing level offense, then maybe he is close to the same level. He just doesn't get the opportunities because the Ravens don't throw the ball enough. But I'm fine giving it to T. Higgins and just
I'll take T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So then naturally Zay Flowers 3.
Easily.
Yes.
And then I guess DK has to be above Judy.
Yes.
I'm so low on DK, but he has to be above Jerry Judy.
Like,
Why? Why does he have to?
Because Jerry Judy has had like 6 good games in his career. Before that, it was a disappointment. And he was the number 2 option next to Cortland Sutton and couldn't break through. And he had a great second half of the year, but I'm not going to trust that necessarily until I see it for a whole season once again.
Especially when he was playing with Jameis Winston. Jameis is like, ha.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll see if he can do that with Joe Flacco. He probably could, but let me see it one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take DK.
That was the fastest round.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking clear cut. That's not difficult whatsoever.
Shout out to the Nov.
We're done with the AFC. NFC West. There's 3.
Okay, so Puka's 1.
You don't want to. So is there any argument for Devonta Adams on got one more year left?
No. Not for 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think Puka, everything he brings as a blocker, being able to use him in a lot of different ways, move him around. They essentially use him like a big tight end. How they have him in the slot in these condensed formations. They move him into the line of scrimmage and have him chip defensive ends on plays because he's that good of a run blocker. He's not a traditional wide receiver. He's very unique, but there's not 6 or 7. There's not 7 wide receivers I'd rather have than Puka.
Yeah, so So Puka.
I think Devonta Adams has one more year where he's better than Jason. At least.
You can convince me of that this year just because
Jason has to show me that he can move into this new role as an outside number 1 receiver. I think he can, but Devonta Adams still has it. It's not his fault that the Jets were a fucking tire fire. If Stafford's playing, I think he's going to have another 1,200-yard season.
Put him at 2.
it is his fault for going there.
Wait, that doesn't.
Listen,
come
he
on
got
now. Nah, that's not a
He
good,
wasn't a free agent.
that's not a good reason to dock him.
Man.
Poor judgment.
The
Put him
man
at
was
2.
on Pat McAfee show with his work wife and was like, "Yeah, man, we showing up here."
But
He said, "When you see him, you see me. We're together."
And then Jason is clearly 3, I think. Just because who knows what Brandon Ayuk has in the tank post-injury, and I know what Cooper Kupp has left in the tank, and it's not as good as Jason.
So how are we doing 4 and 5?
I guess I'll put Ayuk at 4, Cooper Kupp at 5.
I low key want to go Cooper Kupp at 4 and Ayuk at 5.
Cooper Kupp is kind of cooked. I'm not going to lie.
No, he's
Yeah.
very cooked, but like,
So then,
I mean, one guy has an ACL and
Yeah, I
the
know.
other guy doesn't. Like,
Hey,
I
give me
don't
one
know.
ACL, Brandon Ayuk.
Come on.
No, he'll come back in the year, and I think he'll probably be better. Cooper Kupp has no vertical presence anymore. He always had not that much compared to other star receivers. He has 0 now. He will run a drag or a zig every play.
But he is going to play the game the right way. He is a football player. He can run block.
He will be first
That
one
is
in,
true.
last one out. He's the type of guy you want to date your daughter.
He's just so good.
He's a
on the
gym
whiteboard.
junkie.
just put him at 4, I guess. Fuck it, why not?
Nevertheless, he's 5. Brandon Ayuk is better at football. Unless the ACL ruins Brandon Ayuk's career in a 1990s athlete type of way, Brandon Ayuk is better at this point. Unless y'all feel am I outvoted?
I think I would put Cooper Kupp at 4. Just
it.
because it's the known, you know?
It's the known is bad. The known is not good.
5 could be worse, though.
Dude, what are you
Ayuk
talking about?
could be
Brandon
worse.
Ayuk is not trash. He just got tore his ACL.
Yeah, I know, but that's so damaging.
It's not an Achilles. Whatever.
No, I hate Brandon Ayuk.
Fuck Brandon Ayuk. We're just picking on him for no reason. Whatever. NFC North.
Okay, Justin Jefferson 1.
Fair.
Very clear.
Very clear.
Amon-Ra St. Brown at 2.
Ultra clear.
All right, now it's kind of open, right?
DJ Moore is like traditionally would be number 3.
Don't care. Put him at 4.
What? Do you want to go Jameson Williams over him?
Hey, man.
DJ Moore is like king. Okay, I was going to say he's king, not his fault, because the whole Bears roster was not his fault. DJ Moore
was at fault.
DJ Moore was at fault for sure. He was a diva. He gave up on plays.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's going to the Ben Johnson stimulus package about to arrive. I think he's going to show us he still got it. He's way more reliable, way more consistent than anything we've seen from Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams.
But I like Jameson Williams more. I do.
Sure, he could be 4, but DJ Moore is better until proven otherwise.
You got it for the until proven otherwise.
Okay.
If you listen, if
But
you
at the end of this year,
if you get lapped by
It's up for
Rome,
grabs.
this is Rome's team.
Okay.
it's super up for grabs. Now, do you want to go Jameson Williams or Addison at 4?
Actually, okay, we'll take Addison.
That's a hard debate, honestly. I think
it is.
low key. I feel like we could see a world where the new offensive coordinator comes in and features Jameson Williams more, and he looks closer to a 1B to Amon-Ra. Like he has the juice for that.
Crazy. Wow.
He has the juice for that.
Yeah.
His big playability is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Put him at 4. That's all I needed to hear.
Big
You guys
plays?
sold me. Yes.
Okay.
You guys sold me.
He's 4.
That's
Addison's
what I'm going to be looking out for that.
5. Shout out big plays.
I've shown you the clip, right, of his touchdown celebration in the championship game.
No.
I'll show you later.
That's a real
That's
debate, though.
damning.
Addison versus Jameson. I don't know how to parse that. Like, Addison is a more polished route runner, for sure. Like, make them both run 100 posts. You're going to think Addison's are way prettier. Jameson has the speed and deep threat ability, can take a play, yard, obviously. Who would you rather have if you're a GM there? I mean, Addison's. Actually, they're both troubled. I don't know. They both be suspended. I almost said.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a GM's worst
Yeah.
ever.
That is a GM's nightmare
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. NFC East.
All right, AJ Brown 1.
I don't know, man. Slow down. You said that way entirely too fast.
We gotta-
too fast.
It-
Can we
realistically,
please evaluate
We
everything
gave it to you in the
else?
tier list because we let you have your fandom moment. I wasn't going to argue with you. CD is better. If I'm redrafting the league, I'd rather have CD.
My bad. I almost disrespected you. I'm sorry. My bad. I'll hold it back. I'm sorry. My bad.
I let you have your tier list because we're doing the Nico Collins thing. CD is better.
Oh my gosh.
You want CD one?
Oh, I'll let Donovan put up a fight. Why is this like
This
such
is
clear?
not true.
Because he's an Eagle. What do you
why
mean?
though?
No,
why is it not
it's-
true?
it's not-
Like on the field, tell me why it's not true.
It's not true. He is the best one-on-one receiver in the league. He is amazing. He's a better blocker than CD.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know
cool.
if that's necessarily the deciding factor, but okay. We'll
I'll
give
give
him
that to you. That's a plus.
I'm just saying.
CD's a
Yeah.
polished route runner. CD is the most versatile receiver we can imagine on this list. Can play inside, outside, both sides, move around the formation, polished route runner, better hands. JJ Brown.
Whoa. I don't think that's like
Okay, sure. AJ Brown's a better head top vertical receiver, like you said. Also, way easier to be that when you're playing next to the best run game in the league. Like he's in a great scenario for that. CD is the scenario. He is the Cowboys passing offense. Like, CD's better. CD's a more well-rounded receiver that would succeed in more scenarios. I think.
This is asinine. This is not true.
Asinine.
Okay,
You can't say it's
we're being
asinine. It's
outweighed.
fucking
This-
CeeDee Lamb.
This is not this. It's not true though. Like
It's a debate.
The top 3 receivers. I will. There's a better argument for Puka being better than CD than for CD being better than AJ.
Okay, dude, this is pure Eagle. If you don't think it's a debate, if you think it's asinine, you've lost your goddamn mind and you have pure Eagles delusion.
the top 3 in the league is very much set.
He is very much not guaranteed to be 3.
And again, it's the same thing that I told you before. AJ has a better argument to be 1 than he is at 4.
That is
Wow.
so fucking stupid.
Wow.
That is insane.
He's better than CD Lamb.
That possible to think he's light years ahead to that degree is insanity.
He's CD has to pass.
Mhm.
He has to pass Nico potentially. He has to pass Puka potentially. I do not think that he is better than
The
AJ
Cowboys
Brown.
hate runs so deep. The head
I
top
do.
love runs
This
so
is
deep.
yeah. We should have checked this from the top, bro.
Wait, I realized I gave you an inch in the wide receiver tier list, and I didn't know you felt. I gave it to you because we were doing the Nico thing, and I was like, Nico has to be high. You were like, AJ Brown has to be high. So I was like, fuck it.
Do you think AJ Brown's like? Where do you think he's at in the league? Because
right behind CD. That's close. Right behind CD. Like they're both like in contention for 3 through 6, whatever order you want to put those top guys. But I think CD is slightly better, and you think AJ Brown is way better, which is crazy.
Way better is crazy, but you mentioned that that pass blocking. You moved me a little bit.
Don't let him convince you. That is not the deciding factor. Do not. I'll be damned if run blocking is the deciding factor between AJ Brown and CD Lamb.
You moved me a little bit right now, man.
That is bullshit. Like, if you want to say the vertical threat or whatever, like there's reasons. If it's run blocking, I'll be damned if I slide his name on this fucking screen. No,
you might have to be damned.
Like they're obviously very close, comparable players with their own strengths. It's extremely close. CD is slightly better though. CD is slightly more versatile, and that's the main thing is like he can succeed in the slot, better route runner. Like the vertical threat is very strong with AJ Brown.
Who gives a damn when nobody can guard him on the outside? Like
okay, he's not fucking Randy Moss.
No,
like,
I mean,
I'm
not saying he's the best receiver.
CD is no
of all
slouch
time.
vertically too. It's not the biggest gap ever there.
No, but I'm saying like if he is the best like. Or
one of them,
JJ's right one. But like if it's just like if you're playing like that, hey, go get me a bucket type of thing. AJ Brown is that guy, and I do think like that in itself, that specific skill where he is better at than CDN, that is enough to put him ahead of you can move him. You can also move AJ Brown around. Like he
not really, not compared to a lot of the top guys. He's not one of the more versatile guys up there. Like
you can do it.
You can. Of course.
Like he's not incapable.
Yeah, he's not a statue on the outside. I'm not saying that, but he among the top 6 or 7, he's the least versatile of those guys.
Because you don't have to. Because you just put him on the outside and it's like it's there. And like that vertical threat, every team that AJ Brown is on, right? Obviously, you have a great back. Those backs, like the vertical threat and the ability to like, I'm either going to dominate or you have to load the box. Like he's out here. It's him and Derrick Henry and they're carrying Ryan Tannehill, and it's the same thing here to where like him being on the outside helps contribute to Saquon going for 2K and all that stuff. Like AJ is, I do think AJ is better than CD.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that was the.
The consensus is not on his side, but he doesn't have a bad argument.
That is not true.
He doesn't have a bad argument whatsoever.
That is not true.
It's a very good argument, but just know it is Eagles exceptionism.
That is also not true. The consensus being that CD is better than AJ is not true.
I'm saying consensus is not that AJ Brown is like clearing him for sure. Like they are close to each other. Like it is a debate. Like it's not clear cut whatsoever.
You think it's clear cut?
I think he's better.
There's no tier break there, like he's describing it. So just know it is like preference.
I don't think it's a tier break either, but I do think that he is better.
Okay, the thing you said that AJ Brown's closer to 1 than he is behind CD, that's fucking ludicrous. Like they are as close as you could possibly be. That's the part where he's like doing a lot. But there is arguments. I'm not to say it's crazy.
Okay.
But your tiebreaker.
It's close. It's very close, but you can go ahead and put AJ Brown at 1. It's very close. Okay. It's not a landslide at all.
It's not at all.
It's interchangeable.
As long as we know that, as long as you know it's close and it's not, I'm with it. Just I didn't have a problem with you saying AJ Brown 1. I had a problem with how fucking ridiculous we're getting with the gap. But they are they're within striking distance. That if you want to say you prefer the vertical threat, I don't agree, but go for it.
So Terry McLaurin 3?
No, he's at 4.
What?
Who's at?
We have to silence it.
Who is at?
Well, I'm gonna hit you with a hammer.
What? Yeah. Okay, this is where you're showing yourself too much.
We're putting Terry 3 and Devontae 4.
Stop
and Pickens 5. I'm gonna hit you with a car.
Come on, we can't do
Devontae's disgusting. He's better than Terry.
I'm gonna hit you with a car.
We can't do this.
He's better than him.
We can't do this.
Maybe he could be on if he was the number 1 option and we saw it. Like
if he was one, like when he was just the one option his rookie year. He was like 4 yards short of like 1,000 yards, which is basically what Terry does every single year. And so it's like, he can go out there and get 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Like it's not like the track record before this last year was like, oh, Terry's amazing. He's gonna get 1,000 yards and anywhere from 4 to 6 touchdowns. I guarantee Devonta Smith can do that. I promise you, he can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's not a landslide or anything. It's one of the better number 2 options versus a good, not amazing number 1 option. Like Devontae Smith could be the best receiver on the team the same way T. Higgins could. So it's not a crazy gap, but there's no reason to put Devontae 3.
I forgot about this list.
Also, shout out George Pickens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also
there
within,
knows.
I mean, he's number 5 clearly, but like I think he's gonna have a crazy year. If I'm drafting him in every fantasy league I can get my hands on him, he's gonna have a ridiculous year, and he's gonna be one of those premier number 2 receivers. Like with assuming Dak's healthy, which is never an assumption, and assuming how bad their run game's gonna be and how bad their defense is gonna be, they're gonna sling that bitch. The passing yards will be
They
there.
will be down and they will have to throw.
Yeah.
And George Pickens will be a benefactor. Okay, last one, NFC South.
All right,
Aw,
Drake London
man.
won.
Yeah, people will debate him and Mike Evans, which is it's a reasonable debate. I'm gonna go Drake London 1. I think his versatility, his ability to move to the slot and be a threat from the big slot. I like the way he's trending, and obviously Mike Evans is getting older.
Yeah.
So
But
Mike Evans 2
Mike
naturally.
Evans is 2 with the gun.
Okay.
3,
Now it's open.
low key, I'll be shocked if Tetaroa isn't better than Chris Olave
Dude,
next year.
Ted looks so special. I feel good about him being at 3.
Yeah. T Mac.
Actually.
Like Chris Olave is like he's no slouch.
Yeah.
I think Tetaroa has the ceiling to be better year 1.
Mm.
It's not a guarantee because Chris Olave is like the 16th best receiver in the league or something, so that's a high bar. But I really believe in what McMillan's gonna do.
Yeah. I really like T Mac. I do want to give Olave credit because like when your quarterback isn't actively trying to kill you,
Yeah.
like what do you
Well,
look
you know
like?
what? He's not gonna necessarily gonna have a great situation this year, so I don't think it's gonna work out super well.
Him and Rattler finna light up the league, man. Let y'all know.
We can respect Olave and go 3, but I'm pretty sure McMillan is right on his ass.
Let's give Olave the nod just because T Mac hasn't played a down.
That is very true.
You hate projecting, man. There's rookie stars all the time. This is not the NBA. He's
That's
gonna be a star
fine,
over
but
year 1.
like, come on. Let's, one snap after the first snap, right? If, maybe.
All I'm hearing is scared, cowardice. But okay, number 5. Do you want to go Mooney or let's hope Chris Godwin snaps his ankle back on and shakes it into place and he's back to being great?
I can already see the video of him running at practice. I hate it. I'll
Slow
go
as hell.
Mooney.
Yeah, no.
Mooney's a very stepped on receiver, but I do think like even if Godwin loses a step, which like, I'm sure he will, especially year 1 coming off the injury, he'll probably still be better though.
See, this is also hard.
Who knows
because
how many steps he loses? Like,
who knows? Like, I need to know what Mooney's gonna fully look like with a full season of Michael Penix, which is a bigger question on Penix than it is on Mooney,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's 2 question marks that I have.
I think
no
we go
idea.
Godwin until he shows us he's washed,
Okay.
and just like give him benefit of the doubt, we'll come back. And
Yeah,
be
that's
somewhat close.
yeah, that's fine. I guess if it's both an answer, we'll just give it to the guy who's better before.
Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, I really don't know because like there's no way to know what Godwin's gonna look like. Like he surely won't be 100%. That'd be unbelievable to imagine. But there's a pretty sizable gap between him and Darnell Mooney normally.
All right, that's fair. That's fine.
Shout out Darnell, but
I'm putting it in right now. I think that Ted's going to be better. Ooh, never mind. Let me not say that.
Than Chris
Let me not
Olave?
say that. No, I was going to say
Mike Evans?
Yeah.
the ceiling
Would that
there,
be surprising based off of
yes.
the
If
semantics that
he
we
was
see? It would
that
be-
if he was that good, yes, because the floor of Mike Evans is so
Exactly.
high.
That's the reason why I'd be willing to put that bet in.
There's a world where Mike Evans has 1,100 yards and Ted has 1,300. That's possible.
Yeah.
But does that make him better? Like all things considered, I don't know.
Probably not.
We'll
but-
see. It'll,
Well, actually, no. We have to see how it looks.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not impossible. But I'm not betting on it year 1.
Okay.
I am betting on him being better than Chris Olave year 1 because he's on my dynasty team. So I'm literally betting on it. Money will be put in. And that's the last one we got for this. Next up, let's play a little bit of Keep 4, Cut 4.
Oh, this is one of my favorite games. I love screwing you guys over.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, we're going to play Keep 4, Cut 4, but this time we're going to Keep 4, Cut 4 NFL MVPs.
Okay,
Hell
so
yeah.
the best of the best. Hard to decide who to cut when they're all the best in the NFL that year.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm cutting the first 4 off rip. I'm letting you know. Right
He's gonna fuck me.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Hey, yo.
First, we got.
Who's up first?
We got Cam Newton.
Oh no, we have to keep.
I'm not cutting Cam
we,
Newton.
we have to keep
The
this.
way the carry job he put on, the lack of help he had, the amount that he was the offense. I'm not cutting him. I don't care who you say. I'm not cutting him.
Okay. 2023 Lamar Jackson.
If you would have said 19, I would have cut him.
Mm-hmm.
23, I'm not cutting him. He had leveled up as a passer. 23, that's top 10 QB peak of all time.
Top 10.
From,
Wow.
from 23 to now,
Yeah.
there hasn't been 10 QBs better at football.
Mhm.
I have no idea where to go with this.
Yeah.
I'll keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say to keep it.
If we're keeping Cam, we got to keep Lamar.
It's very hard.
2 keeps. Okay. 2 keeps.
I'll get conservative at some point, but Lamar won't be the one to fuck over.
2016 Matt Ryan.
Cut. Goodbye. I said it like Busta Rhymes. I said it like E40. Cut. But no, shout out, salute.
Yeah.
Firm salute to Matt Ryan. Double salute to Matt Ryan. You can get cut.
2012 Adrian Peterson.
If we're going to go impressive levels, coming back from the ACL, rushing
Yeah.
for 2K, hard to cut him, but there's some legendary quarterbacks he's going to pull out.
See,
still.
this is my problem. This is my problem. We don't respect people who aren't quarterbacks. I feel like we have to keep this. Again,
I think so too. Like if you're like adjusting for position, but he's going to pull out at least 2 more legendary quarterback seasons.
And they can be cut.
Okay, just let you know you're going to cut somebody that's like you're going to cut like Mahomes season or something.
Mahomes, tear your ACL, come back, throw,
Okay.
tear your ACL, and come back and throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Let me see that.
Okay.
Let me see
We're
that.
keeping Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
I-
You got 3 keeps.
Please don't happen. Please don't happen.
I won't lose sleep over keeping AP, so we can do it.
Okay.
But just know you will pay the price.
Oh no. I have to respect the best running back in my generation. No.
The horrors.
2022 Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. Ooh.
22 was an incredible
22
season.
was nasty. You trade away Tyreek Hill and you're like, guess what? It was all me.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
That's like the best QB peak we've ever seen,
Guess
potentially.
what? Cut that.
Low key, I mean, who can he say that?
Wow.
You
I kinda
don't think anybody else?
We've only cut one.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So we're about to
One
cut 3 straight.
You only cut Matt Ryan. You're letting him screw you right now. This is what he does to me
It's
all the
not
time.
even screw. It's 2012 AP is disgusting.
There's an argument to be made that Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback anybody's ever seen. And there's an argument to be made this is his best season.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's keep him.
Keep him. Fuck it. Who are we cutting? Let us know the
Fuck,
names.
man. 2007 Tom Brady.
Cut. Fuck it. So be it. 1A, 1B, best seasons ever. I guess I can live with this.
Guess what? Randy Moss stat.
Keep going.
And the last one was 2020 Aaron Rodgers.
Fine cutting that. So that's only 3 cuts now.
So you guys cut 2020 Aaron Rodgers, and then you guys also cut Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. Oh, there's one more.
Yeah, one more.
Ooh, okay. 2024 Josh Allen.
Fine cutting that. Totally fine cutting
We
that.
did it.
You
We did it.
You let him shoot off his load entirely too fast, probably.
The only thing we should have did is probably swap out Cam or AP for Brady. It's a blind ranking. I'll live. We respected some goats.
Okay.
Just because the national media doesn't want to give running backs, skill position players, JJ Watt, and defensive players their love, we will do that.
Really, we should have cut Cam for Brady. And listen, it's the first one. I'll live. I'll live with that mistake. I'm not losing sleep.
Okay. I don't
I
like the
wouldn't
process.
even do that.
It's 2007 Brady. It's a mistake, but it's a small one.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't like the process, but you guys did end up with a victory.
Hey, man.
A win is a win, I guess.
We did the right thing.
You cut Brady, man.
We did cut Brady.
I don't give a damn. He lost.
Who cares? Dog?
He lost.
It's
So did
about him,
Cam.
though. Who
So did
cares? Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't undefeated. And he wasn't the
He
favorite.
was damn near
Damn
undefeated. He
near
lost one game.
and he wasn't the favorite.
I guess.
Was he the favorite? He wasn't.
No, I think the
No, I think the Broncos
The Broncos
were-
are the favorite, betting favorite, even with Peyton Manning's limp ass arm.
I think so.
Yeah, that
I don't
defense
remember.
Was too great.
Yeah, I don't remember. Either.
I definitely they weren't the favorite to that regard. That wasn't supposed to happen. It was a close tout.
Either way, they didn't lose to Eli Manning.
No, fair enough.
I guess
Okay.
so.
Last
You
thing
got
we did,
that.
we got to name the best defensive player in the NFC at every position.
Real quick, can you picture that? Losing to Eli Manning and the guy who beat you on the game-winning touchdown shot himself 3 months later. Like that's who you lost to.
Just get us off his chest.
You,
We talk about him shooting.
Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and Bill Belichick lost to a self-shooter. Good job, guys. Like
Self shooting.
that's crazy.
You know what? Sky Moore got traded to the 49ers and you don't even care.
Wait, just now?
Sky Moore got traded. What now? Like it's a big deal. You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Pat made that call.
Just happened.
Trade out.
So I'm tired of the drops.
Okay, so we're going to name the best defensive player in the NFC at every position.
Okay.
So we
Let's
got
do it.
interior D-line, edge, corner, safety, linebacker.
Let's start with the hands down, no discussion.
Interior D-line,
Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence.
Damn.
Sorry, Jalen Carter. Sorry, Leonard Williams. Dex.
No conversation?
Not really. I mean, he's just the best run stopper in the league while also having insane pass shoots for someone that size. Jalen Carter is like respectable second pick, but it's Dex.
Okay.
Edge, kind of the same conversation. Micah Parsons.
Who are the other options? I lied. It's not even worth mentioning.
I mean, if you want to say Jared Verse is a year 2 leap and gets into DPOY convos, that could happen. Salute Nick Bosa still there kicking it.
It's
Micah
like,
Parsons' conversations is with the guys in the AFC, like the top 2 guys being Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. In the NFC, I don't see anybody that needs to be considered.
Yeah, Michael Parsons is arguing with other future Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Other potential best defensive player in the league.
Exactly. So that makes sense.
Cornerback. All the top like 6 corners are all in the AFC. So we're looking at like Jalen Johnson, Witherspoon, if we want to award the best nickel in the league, J.C. Horn,
Oh, the Clamps, Quintanamo Bay.
Quinyon Mitchell.
That's a dumbass name. Crazy name. Dumbass hard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I was about to say.
I thought he was like that shit blows.
No, it's crazy.
It's amazing.
J.C. Horn is probably the like easy pick.
Yeah, if he could be on the field.
Yeah, I love Jalen Johnson, but I don't know if I can necessarily definitively say it's better than J.C. Horn.
I think I would do that.
You pick Jalen Johnson?
I think so.
Availability?
Definitively?
They're close enough that I don't.
They are, but like the stuff, the availability is like crazy with J.C. Horn, where it's like he's always hurt.
I think Witherspoon's the best nickel in the league, but Jalen Johnson is like a true outside corner at that positional value. We can go Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, let's do that.
Unless you want to argue for Quinyon Mitchell. Unless you want to put up a fight.
I mean, listen, you come over to that side, like you're not really gonna have a great day. So it is what it is.
Low-key, you're 2. We'll see. But we'll go Jalen Johnson for now.
I mean, the All Pros on the way. So
Let me see it. Safety. We have Brian Branch, Jesse Bates, Kirby Joseph, Antoine Winfield.
okay, so I mean, if Antoine Winfield is healthy,
Yeah.
Once again, first team All-Pro. That's possible.
yeah, he's there. Last year was weird, but that was because he wasn't healthy last year.
To me, it's Brian Branch.
Go ahead.
Is that clear?
I mean, these other guys have made first team All-Pros, so it's not like it's a blowout. Brian Branch can play nickel for you, can play high safety for you, can play box safety for you, can defend the run, can defend the pass, can defend the numbers, all areas of the field. Like, he's probably the most versatile safety in the league, besides Kyle Hamilton.
That duo, man, it's so unfair. Having Branch and Kirby Joseph is amazing.
Yeah, having one of the best high safeties in the league and then the most versatile guy who can move around. It sounds like Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. But if Cam Chancellor could also do all the Earl Thomas stuff.
That's ridiculous.
Just a DC's dream.
Those just casually dropping those names are crazy.
I know.
Man.
Wow. He's not that.
Yeah.
It's not even good comparisons. Yeah. It's not good comparisons at all, actually.
Okay.
Okay, Brian Branch, I feel like is a safe bet.
I love it.
Linebacker. Do you want to argue for Zach Bond?
No, it's Fred Warner. Like Fred Warner is the guy.
This
Like
is the only time where I ever see him put down that damn flag.
I know. It's the only time he doesn't show humility at anything Eagles related on offense.
Yeah.
Defense, he's like, well, you got to give it to the other guy.
Yeah, always.
I mean, Zach Bond, like
No, you're right. Fred
again,
Warner is the answer.
like all pro 1 year, right?
Yeah.
It was 1 year. Fred Warner is doing Hall of Fame stuff, redefining the position like in this era.
Yeah.
It's like it's Fred Warner.
It's Fred Warner is not close, but you've put up for Eagles in conversations that aren't close before, so I never know how to test your limits, but you're right.
Well, I mean, we're just talking about from last year, right? Because if we're projecting out into next year, then obviously Zach
Never
Bond is the
mind.
best linebacker in the league. So like,
We should have stopped talking. He's gonna always
bazooka.
find his way to Weasley's way in. God damn it.
And that's the last thing we had today.
I might say Sirianni's the best coach in the
I'm
NFC,
sure
so
you
now
will. And a year ago, you wanted him fired.
That's hilarious.
We got to deal with you.
He leveled up his game, man.
We
What
got
do you guys say?
to take this guy out.
He shaved his head and locked in. I'm sorry.
If you're still
I
here,
have to respect it.
if you're still here, comment. We got to deal with these Eagles fans. And with that being said,
You have the pleasure.
and with that being
Sounds like a
said,
threat.
we'll put together a plan off camera. I'll link with you all in the comments. We'll get him out of here. We'll catch up next week.
Yeah, man.